chaos.
Good evening, cadets.
Human?
Good evening.
They used to be accountant back at the school.
Fuck. Get your emotions out of the window. You've been wanting this for a while. All is well. You can control this. Let Chips do Chips things.
Welcome to the Vampire District, I guess. It's more so than that direction, but this still counts.
I do like the decorations. Oh my.
Forgive the mess of paperwork as well as whatever that is.
Oh, fresh. Or is it stale?
Looks stale to me. I hope it's simply someone having a little too much to drink. And spilling it.
One would hope.
Is there something... Oh, yes, there is, obviously. What can I do for you, cadet?
Wrong question. What can I do to
What can you
help
do for me? The question is, what do you need me for, so that you can help me? As Zephyr had stated before.
Well, first things first. I am going to need your honesty about what's actually happening in your district.
The Vampire District, I assume you mean?
That is the one that you currently hold control over, is it not? Or do you have more that I am unaware of?
I do hold control over the Vampire District. But, like I said before, I am heir to the city, so... But as I explained before, it's not that simple.
No, it is not.
Yes, what is it that you wish to know about the Vampire District? The situation there currently?
Your brothers seem to argue about what plagues all of your districts quite openly. And it is your
Yes.
primary site for why you don't work together? I am trying to get a proper bearings on the situation so that I can aid you best I can. I
understand.
suppose at this point I should ask a more deliberate question. Do you
Please
want
do.
me to speak to you as a cadet or as a princess of my people?
I have addressed you as I thought you wished to be addressed, as Warrior Princess Vivina Caceres. If you wish for me to address you as Cadet,
I do not think that Cadet Vivina will be able to help you as much as Princess could.
so I suspected.
Very well, let's just make it a little bit more official then. You. That is not for you to keep, to be clear. But it is symbolic.
I know, I'm trying to understand what it is.
Oh, it is my badge.
What does it? Oh. I see what you mean then, as symbolic.
You were freshly turned, were you not?
I would say somewhere over a year ago.
I can tell. Other half-bloods have sort of figured out the dance that vampires tend to do, usually later. It's a lot of things like that that I just did. That was a
Yes,
test.
I understand that game. Chips played it with me not too long ago.
Yes.
But, well as Victor, Sir Heinrich is, nevertheless,
Point being,
I,
the problem with your district.
yes. Oh, you wish, okay. The first is siphoners as my main concern, given that they sell blood of my people to the vampires in a more illegal manner and end up with many fatalities of all kinds. At the end of the day, they have escaped, baited, our grass for far too long for me to just think it's their skill, but there's nothing I can do about that, except I am actively looking for information and that might lead me to their base of operation. They must be storing this blood somewhere. When I do find that location, I plan to ask Ascension for their help. As I said, I do not think it's just the luck of the siphons that led them out of our clutches.
Very likely not. Is this the only thing that your district strifes with?
The second strife is, as I've told Heinrich, it is slowly but surely declining. There are fewer vampires in Fallbrook. The real estate has been unkept and is falling apart, crumbling with time. I believe, with Zephyr's help, and maybe yours if we come to some sort of trade agreement that I can breathe life into it. Ironic. Once more. Through economic means and cultural means. But at the moment, I'm sure you're aware there are more pressing matters.
Well,
At the moment, at the very moment, there is a strong voice amongst the vampire. To cleanse or coal or whatever you want to call it. The werewolves, as they should be held to the same responsibility as the vampire. I've talked to your leadership about this. They had asked me why the vampires were so quiet, but I'm just better at keeping them quiet. That was a joke.
The powerful voice is the true, actual problem. Very likely that is also tied to why your real estate is dwindling. Is that he is inviting them out to his lands. Or are we not speaking of the same person? They're here.
There was a pause when you asked if I was comfortable.
Huh?
I would be more comfortable under the care of your cadets.
He wants to make sure that he doesn't get his
Over,
head cut off.
Blake.
Hello?
Try not to be out too late.
You
now.
gonna... Oh, do not worry. We're just heading back to the district.
Yeah,
gonna
bringing
give,
flowers to Miss Dee Dee.
Please tell her, I'm sorry.
A chunk was lost? No.
We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Yes, you will.
Have a good night, you two.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have the same hair color, it would work.
Ah, fun.
Just be adopted into his family now.
That's certainly be something.
It is an impressive stretch you
Oh.
have.
Yeah, about that. I was talking about. I don't know what stretch you're talking about. Anyway.
Ah, that looks so much more comfortable.
Yeah, just give me a second, okay?
When you were alive, what was your favorite fruit?
It would have to be the strawberry. I
Hmm.
don't know. Something about it.
Hello, Dars.
Hey, Vivj.
Good evening.
Oh, sure.
What are you
There
doing
she
around
go.
by yourself?
I just came out here to sit for a second, get some fresh air.
I see. Well,
Always
What
have
are
a
you just giving me
partner.
about?
Oh
Yeah,
my
probably
gosh,
like in a little
Narali! Golly.
Caiaphas.
Hi.
That is very good.
This is what Maria gave.
You should get your
I'm jealous, I admit.
Very hard not to be.
You should. If there was
Which
ever a
one is
time that...
yours?
No.
This
No,
way.
stay with me here. Stay with me here.
Not
The
that one.
course of events, nothing happened. It was
Not
nice.
this
Not
one?
that one.
And then Flora came out.
Good
with
to
a new
see you
outfit.
too.
Intriguing.
Like,
Here.
then she saw Nerali.
Huh?
Like,
I'm
yeah.
Nerali.
She's like,
Oh, apologies. Sorry. Awkward. Moment. This will work. This should do.
obviously it's...
Oh my.
I was made aware that my walls have ears,
Ah,
just after
I
your
see.
professor had made sure they didn't. Which surprised me greatly.
Hmm. Understood. Thank you for
And,
that little tip.
One of your fellow squad mates seems to be in the
Yes, I'm
party
keenly aware.
that favors.
You can chalk that up to spiders being very good spies. Regardless,
Almost as though it's in the name.
I know,
That
right?
was a joke, so I'm so sorry.
Well, it is a joke as much as it isn't for my original namesake. The original reason why I was able to transform into a human was not to broker
Ah.
peace, but to lure. But I decided to
I see.
make my own destiny, my own message, make use of my body the way that I choose. You are in a really shitty predicament.
Yes.
I am going to be honest. Out of all of your siblings, you are probably the most guaranteed to die. No matter what happens.
Yes.
There are no assurances that I can make for the individual that you think of. The best that I could do would be give him the deal that I intend for you. But there is a problem in that. If I give you the deal outright, what is he going to do? What is the most obvious course of action?
They try. They don't do obvious.
No, they don't do obvious, but
So, for that,
they are subtle,
well, first,
but it's a very easy assumption that one can make.
I would say depend on this deal and what they value from it.
From conversations that I have had, I am keenly aware that vampires crave, more than anything, a proper meal. This is something my people can provide. This is something I know that will tempt and will inspire jealousy, envy, hunger pains, agitation. And whoever has it will flock to them, which, if this individual is trying so hard to take people in the first place,
I cannot say to know their plan. I'm sure of it. But it seems I play some part in it.
you inevitably play an important part. Where very
I don't
likely
see it as they want to take people away.
they likely want
Quite
dominance.
the opposite, in fact. If they were to put me into a seat of power, I'm sure many flock so that they could be a louder voice, so that they could protest as the werewolves and the hunters do. That is my thought on what they might do, but I cannot comprehend what a person with so much power might gain.
I am going to ask something very deliberate, and I apologize for how invasive it is. The person who sired
I
you,
might not be able to answer you truthfully.
this is
Ah,
I understand.
maybe then.
Are they still alive? And are you in good contact? Good favor with them?
Yes. Lucina.
Oh dear, it just had to be your partner, didn't it? I mean, great for
Unless
you
you
in
want
a
to
short
give Anna
term.
too, then. That was a joke.
It's, I'm sure you're aware of how much influence a sire can have. You...
Maybe you know something I do not.
Oh my.
I'm sure I do, but maybe...
Yes, of course. Of course you know. You definitely know this sort of thing. While I, myself, have no direct confirmation about whether or not a siring has actual influence over someone's mind, let's say, there is a deep cultural influence at a bare minimum that I am guaranteed to know. Which means that they will go to you through your sire, which, as they are also your beloved, simply put, If they want the city,
Well, sir. I understand. What do you propose I do?
well,
Let your people in and stop
well,
them?
no. No, I don't want to get my
Didn't
people
think so.
involved into another
It was
war.
more of a joke. Well, less of a joke, more of a sarcasm.
Hmm.
Forgive me.
I apologize as well. It is difficult to pick up on that sometimes. My people have a completely different way of expressing things of that sort. Pheromone.
I see.
It's like
Yes.
you speaking without eyebrows or facial expressions.
I see. Similar to the werewolves.
Mm.
Either way.
Regardless,
So,
I am going to be upfront. I'm not sure that
Please
you're
do.
getting out of this alive.
I'm unsure of it myself, but I will work toward my goal to the very end.
Could you define that goal for me in very clear intonation?
Unity.
Unity.
Unity between 3 districts, as they were meant to be one. I still have my father's wish, my father's will, that he imparted to me. Since the day I was born. You found your own path, I had mine in front of me the entire time.
It isn't going to be easy. It
Or will
likely
not.
won't
Never was.
end with your life intact. I'm sure you're already aware of this. So, I will relay this. At the very least, I am hoping you have been operating this way in a while, but I will say it anyway. You need to work in a way that will ensure that your death does not mean the death of your dream. Because inevitably, the most obvious course of action that will happen is that one or all of you will be killed and blamed on the other.
You've spoken with your commander.
I have spoken with them many times. In what regard do you mean?
Have you heard of... Forgive me, I should have been clear. As of today, they have broached all 3 brothers with a... with a plan I cannot, in good faith, accept readily. I have...
I see.
Done what they, or plan to do what they have asked of me, as I have my faith in that they know what they're doing, but the amount of risk to you, to your people, not the Buckin, forgive me, Ascension
I
Academy,
understand.
and to my people, I find my brothers, both brothers, to be at risk for this, more than I.
Very likely so. This plan is... There are many things wrong with it. I know that my academy companions have a weird knack for making everything work out somehow. But this is stretching it pretty far. That being said, they have some logic to it.
I did follow the logic. The variables, though.
Yes.
Anyways,
It gets more. Regardless. I am trying not to think of that particular operation at the moment. Your
you were
situation.
speaking of brothers' deaths. Remind me
Yes.
that without them, who then, after myself, will be
Correct.
torchbearer?
You need to have that figured out.
I have. Yes. The question is, if the three of us were to fall, who would take the power? And making sure that person is aligned with our dream. Second is swaying the people, reminding them even after our death that we stood for something. But that will take time that we do not have, as your operation is.
Tomorrow, yes. I do not think that it will be that will end with you losing your heads, specifically. I think it would be much more public in people's
Mine is
eyes.
the safest, but
It would be a
you
safe
guys
way
would take the
to.
fall.
Yes, they want. Something that I am keenly aware of is that vampires really hate the CAF.
Yes.
So doing everything that they can to make them look bad would be opportune for them. Perhaps even more opportune than your head, as long with your brothers. So, I do not think that you will be dying tomorrow. I do not think that you need to rush in particular for that specifically. You have slightly more time than that.
Yes.
That being said,
My brothers, on the other hand, if it goes as poorly as it could,
yes,
the two of them are on the chopping block.
it entirely depends on how they spin it. They could deny
Yes.
any form of involvement. They could
That is
even
the best way to go about it.
admonish the CAF. They could blame it on a specific set of rogue cadets that will be promptly dealt with.
I say this in the most kindest way possible. Oh, yes, remember how I spoke to you about, how I thought I figured out that my walls have ears even after your commander had told me otherwise?
Mm-hmm. Ah,
Good luck.
yes. It's... I have fought in wars my entire life. I have dealt with spies, assassins of all kinds. It is a unique frustration. That being said, what you can do.
What can I do? Enlighten me.
Your father left a letter. It didn't work. Or at the very least, what he wrote was not enough. That being said, you could always do more. Your father, what kind of actions did they actually take for making peace?
There was many moments similar to this, not quite the same, but similar, where the Inquisition might find their way up north, spreading dissent throughout the human populace, trying to get the hunters all riled up, trying to get the werewolves and vampires all riled up. He quilled that many a time. There was many famines before. That's why I had already started preparing as soon as I heard of the fishing village. You've dealt with such things before. Other than that, and dealing with crime in the red light district, the list goes on, but it's mostly city management stuff and diplomacy between the North and the South. Keeping things things friendly in Fallbrook as much as you can. We are pretty much a border city between two natural enemies.
How do you change a perspective?
You mean of the people? Huh. There are many ways to go about it, but I try to do so through persistent action and word. His word alone is not enough. But as I have shown to my people, and they have become receptive at now, that I am not some puppet, as my brother claims, Roderick. I am not a vampire's marionette. I do not bend to the council. That being said, they are powerful people that I cannot ignore.
Yes.
As you are.
You
But-
have the most complicated bag out of all of them, admittedly. Because even if, hypothetically, you aren't, that perception will be there. Or at the very least,
Yes.
the perception will be that you are too weak to prevent it. Worst of all, it will come from your own people.
My own people are actually quite... Both sides of the coin wish for me to succeed. For their own agendas, so in that they are unified. If you're speaking of the vampires, if you're speaking of the humans, they believe me now, or are starting to.
Good. I have already made a good step forward on your behalf. Well, not under your name, but I asked you what does it take to change a perspective. It is to break the narrative through a genuine
Yes.
act of kindness. Octavia, you know her, yes?
Yes.
I sent her through the werewolf district. I escorted her. And I had her help one of the sickly. They agreed to it. They consented to it. It wasn't a live operation. I didn't step outside of their boundaries, and Octavia made sure that they were comfortable the whole way. One step. But you have to keep going. The hardest part is that to convince the other side, you need to make sure your own does the actions, not you. Because you will
See
always
what you
have
mean,
a
but... Understand what you mean, but there are others on that side who do not feel the same. I
course.
could gather those who can or will,
Exactly.
but that first step that you just explained to me,
You do not think it would go well?
I think it has a potential for making us worse off.
It
I cannot
could.
explain why just yet, as my suspicions are yet to be confirmed.
Oh, you mean of the
But
Birdman having an alternate agenda? Yeah, that was pretty obvious.
yes,
You don't really need to have evidence to have that vibe. That being
yes,
said,
but for the North, I would need the evidence.
you would.
I would rather not have the entire North crumbling onto Fallbrook.
No.
My biggest concern, as I stated before, is not them taking people away, but them bringing people.
Hmm. The world is full of consequences and opportunities.
And
You
that
can
is-
fight the wave, or you can hit one rock at a time until it diverts where you want it to. And over the years, it will shift and change, and you'll have to prune rocks once again. That being said, I open the door. They let them in. That is a first. It will be spun in a lot of negative ways, inevitably. Oh, they are operating on our own. That is why it had to be consented. That is why it had to be kind. You have to do the same thing with your own people elsewhere. And it's going to be hard because the same thing will happen. But that's how you break a narrative. That's how you break a perspective. Persistent acts of kindness.
I do understand what you mean. I do. And when things settle a bit, I would like to do so. I know a handful of vampire who could help me this way,
That is good.
but with how things are moving, I cannot make a move yet. Specifically, because I do not know what they want.
I understand. I am not
As soon
asking
as
you
I
to
can
make
figure that out.
moves. I am asking you to prepare
Yes.
moves.
Then
Ideally, in a
Yeah,
way
I'd
that they
agree
can
with
still
that.
be enacted even when you are gone. Long after you were gone.
I will keep that in mind.
That said, I know that your little brother is of the same mind. This won't work unless you work together, and yes, I know, everyone has said this down your ear 7 million times. But I can say this much. The problems that your districts are suffering from, I don't think that you can handle with only your own powers. Uniquely, it
Well,
is the other districts that sort of hold the results that you rather hold the means to get the results that you want. Lycans would be better
well,
suited for finding your siphoners, for instance.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
If you cannot speak,
Hmm.
you do not need to force me.
No, that is not true. Given
Really?
they mostly operate in the red light district, which has too many fumes about, which make it difficult for our Lycan guard
Hmm.
to find.
And these
As
siphoners are human?
use unknown.
Unknown. Possibly variant. Multiple kinds.
Could be any and all race that moved to money. That being said, as for the other problem, the degradation of the city, the district, I should say, I've been working tirelessly, I would say, to make sure not only are they kept in line, so to speak, but also that they will, as well as the human district, find many opportunities for economic prosperity.
Hmm.
Working with merchants, working with Stark. If
That will be good.
this all settles and the people still believe in Stark at the very least, then I can move vampire culture through to the world and lessen their depiction that they're just monsters, as
That
well
would be
as
good.
creating an economic prosperity in Fallbrook and specifically the vampire district,
Then
bringing
I
more
can work on the
people.
reverse.
So I would say I've been doing pretty good. That is a joke.
No, I do think that you spoke to the best person you could. Genuinely. I hold Stark in very high regard. There is a reason why he is my financial advisor. Which will be interesting when I inevitably bring him in for our own particular
It's
deal.
strictly because of his international roots that I don't have to just sell to Southern Valedor
Yes.
where people might discriminate. He would be a stable port to ship to
Not to
all
mention
sorts of
it's
places.
incredibly well guarded.
Precisely, it is international after all.
Well, not all
Intercontinental.
intercontinental and you know what I mean, are necessarily
I understand.
as well guarded
Well
as the
equipped.
Zephyr
Yes.
company.
Yes.
That said, if you can guarantee your own personal safety, or at the very least, a plan for if you die, so that I can make your district more welcoming and inviting to other vampire
Oh,
kind.
I see.
Yes. That is why I said that I would work in the reverse. I can provide a positive means for
give in.
vampire.
Yes.
Yes.
I see.
To actually come by.
Yes, when you spoke with me in our first meeting, same with Stark, and I saw this potential before, that both of you are equally and oppositely great for what could be a prosperous fall. But that is why I agreed to meet him and to you, and here we are. I've already wrote up a trade license, and I'm in the processes of finding a good route for him. As for your people, I do not know how they would go about such things.
It would be a lot less complicated than you might think. One would only need to look below, so to speak. A burrow could be opened
kidding.
anywhere.
Ah.
So if it was agreed,
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I see. Okay. It is a bit tricky, but I'm sure I can find something. Forgive me.
there's a lot of other
I will think of that
opportunities in the
another time.
future for transport, for instance, of things. But outside of that, food makes everyone happy. And if you were to obviously have this on your own, people would flock to it. You already know what I want. I want you to succeed so that my people can have a very good reference. Not necessarily of vampires, to be clear. I want to see
I would
actually...
like more than your food. Excuse me. I'd like to spread more than your food. It does not have to be exclusive, obviously. I simply wish for more than the vampire to be happy with your people's work.
This...
If by chance you had art of some sort or music, something cultural that we could share, that you think the people of the werewolf district and or the human district might like, I would like that as well.
You are my favorite. Yes, we do. We have all kinds of things that we can offer you. But the best boon, in my opinion, is our
Yes.
medicine.
Is the food? Oh,
My people have the most advanced biosciences. I am pretty sure. We have the means to modify genetic signatures. Do you know what genetics are?
it's why my hair and eyes, well, not right now, but my hair and eyes are the same as my brother's and my father.
We can change it. We can implant things. We can remove things. My people, to give you an idea of just how good we are at this, we are precise enough that we can implant bioluminescent tattoos into people's own DNA. And we do so regularly for when someone gives an achievement worthy of a medal. This is because we want to make sure that even if the limb was lost, it would be returned upon molting.
Oh, I see. Wow, that is very interesting. Or if I were to take upon a tattoo, yes, I see, interesting.
It means that both lichens and vampires could actually have markings of their own desire, decorate themselves to their own wishes.
I do
Among
not
other
believe that,
things.
I do not believe that the vampire would like, bioluminescent tattoos, but I do see where that could, be exciting to many. The red light district as well.
Oh, yes. If you always dreamed of having blue eyes your whole life, it's but a poke away.
That is I will say, very mind-boggling.
Yes.
It's as though I have went to Saigon.
I have not been, personally. Admittedly, there is a lot that the surface offers us, for when it comes to magical development, we are much on the lower
Speaking
end.
I was speaking mostly of the oddities. That,
Ah, that's what you meant.
like, this is simply... It has left me awestruck.
To get you an
As
idea,
I am very curious person, very observant. And it just opens a door that leads my mind to think solely of the possibilities.
yes. I want you to understand something. There is no organ that I have within my body that was ever the one that I was born with. We can grow organs. We can shape them, modify them, customize them. I never had a liver. I do now. And it's certainly different than yours.
Well, then how would your blood filtrate?
I am a spider. My blood is different. My organs
see.
are different. And what I ate was different. I had a very strong acid that broke down everything before I ever ingested it, normally. But as I came to interact with all of you and try out your foods, it became necessary, to say the least.
I would imagine.
But, yes, there is a lot that we could offer you. And that isn't even counting the amount of labor that we could provide. Construction can be done in days. Less, depending.
Forgive me. The only reason why I would try not to, rely on your laborers is specifically
yes.
for the fact that with, natural disaster, whether it be war, famine, a storm that takes out our foods.
You need to know how
other
to build
stuff.
it back up yourself.
No, not actually. It is when someone loses their livelihood, I need to pose them an opportunity to gain it back, otherwise they will turn to crime. Labor is the easiest, construction is the easiest
This is interesting.
for me to turn them to.
My people don't have that. I would like to know more about this
Everybody
at some
has
point.
Does everybody, your people, have their purpose?
We have our purposes, yes. We have one role in which we dedicate ourselves fully. Some build homes. Some bake pots. Some make music or art. But we devote ourselves fully to that and that thing only. So, building one's own home, admittedly,
Well, I would say
is a new concept, I suppose.
I
The
would
pride
say
that one would have
humans
in it.
congregate. Ah, yes. I'm sure of that. My father had much pride in this city. Still, I would find that humans, they cluster together, build society simply because they are weak. And the fact that they cannot hunt, build, and everything else for themselves. So they rely on others to do that, but once that demand diminishes, they can no longer pay for their own food. They can no longer survive doing that one thing they're good at. They turn to other things, some of them finding another means of income, of another means of survival. Others find crime to be that survival. That is why when I look upon the red light district, I do not see scum. What I see is my own failure.
Inevitably, every form of crime is from some form of socioeconomic failure. That much I knew. But I didn't
Precisely.
realize that that
That is-
was something that played a part. You have taught me something today. Thank you.
That is why I work tirelessly for the economic prosperity, Walbrook,
Usually high wealth
that we can-
does have better results for all things. Please go, I'm sorry.
I was saying so that we could better afford opportunity for those of the red light district to find new ways of survival in our city. That is why, when last we spoke of the Badfoot, that I was more sympathetic to their plight.
Hmm.
Again, it is my own failure, that of my family. We are ashamed, but we work so that we might right this wrong.
I wonder if this could be a positive change for us in the future. Anyway.
Oh, so?
Many of my people are, as I stated before, there are some that have only truly gained free will. Fairly recent in the grand scheme of things in terms of how long they were actually under it. It is hard for them to... For the ones that were, anyway. It was very hard for them to find purpose. Many of them came to religious fervor. Others fell to their crafts. Others were a bit of both. But that could be something that, hopefully, I could inspire them with. From humans, no less. Which is a first. There's many things my people have in terms of reservations with humankind. But that is the first thing I think
Understandable.
that they would genuinely like.
Well, it's more of a way of thinking rather than anything that I provided to you. So,
All cultures are just ways of thinking, alongside perspectives.
yes.
It is something I lacked and something you had. So I thank you.
Mm. Well, there's no amount of vulture that I can give to your people that would... I don't think that would benefit them. Hmm.
I'm not sure about that. We're all underground.
With your medical silences.
We are advanced in some ways and behind dreadfully in others.
That is... I see. That both perplexes and also makes sense.
We live underground. We have only but our experiences with each other.
Yes.
And that is why, when we have any impressions of other kin, they stick so hard.
First impressions, as they say.
Indeed.
I could only imagine a giant spider having the first expression with a human or a village, city, to be quite less diplomatic.
It is worse off
But
when we did not understand each other's language. We were just an infestation
do
that
that.
they needed to clear out.
yes, I'm sure even before Common, the world felt that way too. But I guess I've spent too much time in peace.
It is a very interesting piece. From what I have
Yes.
been walking into and observing, it feels closer to a war, just without swords.
I feel the same. It doesn't never really feel like peace. I don't know if it's morally attainable.
I think it is.
If
I
we
had
could,
it for a
if we
time.
can.
But it did end. And I do think that if it was attained, it would end one day as well. The thing is about immortality is understanding that everything ends. Someday. But it also begins. It is all about patience, which is something that you will learn, I hope.
I feel it is about endurance.
That's important too.
When you said everything ends, but then it begins again, that can be said about the opposite.
Hmm.
What I have witnessed is times of prosperity, we'll say, where everybody is in agreement, everybody is smiling, and then a setback, then another, and then another. Eventually, it weathers, and the smiles fall. In my opinion, peace is a never-ending war.
Hmm.
We work tirelessly to make those societies, those around us, our people, happy. As soon as that goes away, it is what we see here, just on a lesser scale.
I really like you.
I have a wife, I kid.
I'm polyamorous, but that aside.
Interesting. But,
Regardless,
that's-
I just wanted to say
I'm sure.
this is the first time I've had a conversation where it actually felt like I was talking to an adult. Particularly about these things.
Forgive me, I do not mean to be rude, but how old are you?
If I have my clocks right, 283. Oh, no, I reversed it again. 218. 219? Something along that.
Then I'm just a child.
It is not about the numbers. It is about the looking and the listening, the observing.
Mm.
I have found people who've lived to thousands, and they are children in their perspectives. They cannot concept why the world is the way that it is. And worse yet, why others are the way that they are. Peace being an eternal war is the most accurate feeling I have actually come across for what it comes to what my job actually is. Because it's not just about the big things. It's the small things too. Making sure that everyone actually understands each other. And it's so shocking how easy it is for people to misunderstand each other even when they're plainly speaking in front of each other all the time. A sentence
It's even
becomes
if
something
there's no-
else.
Even if there is no, like, dancing around with words. You could speak directly,
Yes.
and they just go the opposite way. And
It's
it is
frustrating.
frustrating, but it is to be expected once you know people, how we know people.
It is beautiful too.
Mm,
Even as much as it vexes me. Because it means that everyone can look at the world and see a different picture. Which means that there is
Yes.
always further that we could go. In terms of our own experiences, there is always something better. We can always be better. And that excites me. Because that means that I will never stagnate so long as I don't let my will wither away.
Yes. I said before to Gavin, well, Gavin had put an interesting thought in my mind, and the three brothers are a different virtue, and I thought it was quite hilarious. With Alakai being valor, as he once trained to be a knight. You understand?
Mm.
Myself being wisdom, and Roderick being courage.
That does feel right.
I'm so sad that we did not coin that ourselves.
It takes a different perspective.
Yes.
I think that is in
It
part
was-
because it is very hard for oneself to view themselves in a high way, or even those they care about if they are in
In
conflict.
an accurate way.
Because your brothers
There's-
are in conflict with you and each other.
Yes. At the moment, I believe Alakai is the most, the one who truly hears me.
Yes.
Roderick seems to be beside himself at the moment.
Roderick is
As-
interesting.
He wasn't like this before.
It is interesting, ever still, because he wasn't changed voluntarily, and yet this intensity.
Said that.
Mhm.
I said that to both Gavin and Alakai. I was so beside myself to see that, and he thought I was a puppet. I am.
I think it's important to acknowledge a man in grief.
That makes sense. It is what we spoke about, that he might simply be using this as a coping mechanism. As our father did pass, as he did lose his humanity.
And now he's surrounded by a bunch of peers who are accepting him in open arms and looking to him for answers.
Yes,
The pride one can
they were
feel
trying
from it.
to. They were trying to help him because his sire was nowhere to be found. So, as a community, as a Kane,
Hmm.
they helped him,
Which
and
means
for that I'm grateful. But
it did have a consequence. Even positive action can have consequences. I think.
it's because of our little negative habits.
Yes. So, in truth, I don't think any of you could actually lead this individually and make your actual desires work. But a council is very hard to actually accomplish effectively. Especially because if you take any single step, like what might almost be happening, could do. That being said, the second best thing would be giving them both particular titles. Advisors, even.
Advisors of some sort.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be the second best
Believe you
thing.
me, I was not going to shut them out or anything like that. They are my brothers. They are important to me. To give them positions of within my grasp was always the goal. As my brother was going to be a knight, I wished for him to be the captain, the commander, that he would aid me in protecting Fallbrook. My brother, he was Roderick. He was so quick-witted before. Still is, but now it's different.
He is in pain. And he is a different person now.
In stress.
I
The
think
amount
it's
of-
important to let him be different, but to not take it with persecution. I know it's easier said than done. I know it's hard to not compare them to the person they were before, especially your relationship before. But similarly to how you need to make your people and theirs actually trust each other, a bridge has to be made between you and him. This is something that I aspire to do. This is why I've been speaking to all of you. I'm
No, I
speaking to your
already
brother.
figured that.
Yes, I am speaking to your brother after the full moon. After a lot of crazy things go down, so I'm sure that he will have a lot of opinions. Which means...
If he chooses to go out there, please.
I want to get you all together to actually talk. I want to mediate. This is going to be hard, because I need to actually have all of yours trust. He is going to be the hardest one. I actually have something of interest to him now, which means I have a foot in the door. I have something that can help him.
I'm assuming that is...
That would be the tattoos.
Ah. I do believe they might enjoy that, but on the other hand, they might not want people to... How do I say this kindly?
Pope.
Tamper with
Yes.
Gaia's creation.
That could be
I believe that is the
viewed that
hurdle you
way.
must... Yep. I can't help but think of what could go wrong.
Oh no, it is a
It's a
good
useful
thing to
skill,
do.
in my opinion.
Yes, I do it all the time. I can't make the brain stop. But I do.
My
Thank you for that.
Alakai does think I am too untrusting of all, but that plan just seems so reckless.
I agree. I would have been much more satisfied with him being sat inside of a jail cell forever.
But we
To
couldn't
wither
do
away,
that either.
pathetically. I know.
The biggest issue was our time constraints, both the lichen sickness that was going about, and second, which I had faith that you and yours would figure it out before we need to go throughout this measure, but I still think we should wait.
I generally
I still
agree.
trust that you... forgive me.
No,
This is...
I understand. It's... When even within your own faction, there are sub-factions and different individuals who think that they know better than everyone else. It is... I am the only actual diplomat.
They are trying.
It shows. A lot.
I fear your commander seeks glory, but I trust that he knows what he's doing, that he knows your capabilities well enough. is as honest as I can be with
I
how I
understand.
feel about this operation.
How I feel about it isn't particularly positive. But I do know that there are some people already trying to appeal to make it not happen. And I have to do the hardest thing, which is to wait.
Yes, I am in that same boat. I was told to continue my little party while this happens.
Yes.
I felt like throwing the bottle, but
I'm
it
glad you
was
reserved your
a
temper.
yes. It was how interesting, to say the least. I, I find this situation and what it's boiled down to be now to be far worse than before. Whether that be, I do not say that it is your fault. That it
I know that
is
it isn't
not
mine.
Ascension's fault. I mean Ascension's.
Hmm.
But if we settled this swiftly, I believe that the correct course of action was to give in to the hunter's decree here, executing Garm for his crimes, and then working ourselves, trying to. There's a reason. Working to fix this sickness with your help, with the help of yours, so that less casualties can be had with those who turn feral. But the pro for this is by doing this we might quell the hunters, we might quell those against Garm, and we might find the cure to save the other lycanthropes. But it could go so poorly that
Yes,
the
it's
hunters
very
riot,
hard.
the werewolves riot, everyone riots, and I simply don't trust the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I put my faith in the people.
My advice
As
to you
much
is
as it
this.
hurts.
Make a scapegoat. It sucks. But you gotta figure one out, I think.
Your
Scapegoat.
commanders are trying to make you all the scapegoat. Or at least Zachary, I assume. By putting you all in a negative light, what would that do to the progression of your findings on the sickness? That is what is at jeopardy for me. All of those things, I do not like that at all.
I don't
My
need
brothers seem to trust.
the CAF to be in a positive light to help you. But they need the CAF to be in a positive light to help you.
Otherwise, we will be pressured to get you out of the city.
Which means that vampires will have another reason to uprise against the CAF, and it's the war all over again. The Grand War.
I don't believe it will be the CAF that they rally against at first.
It'll end there.
Most immediate threat. That it will. The most immediate threat being United Sanctuary as well as the Inquisition.
Well, that does pose an opportunity, I suppose. Your little brother really needs to make a staunch stance against them. I spoke to
Yes,
this
we spoke of this.
to him. Yes.
Yes.
we can stop the plan, you know.
I cannot control your people. And
No.
they have the backing of 2 of us. If I were to try to stop your plan now, all that we have worked toward, or that all that you have worked toward, would be put on jeopardy. It would be confirmed. But
That is unfortunate.
that is why I am in such turmoil.
I could see why you're agonizing, yes. Ugh, fuck. I didn't realize your Lycan brother signed up on this. I can't convince him soon enough.
I am so confused on why he did. He gave no insight on why. He just says, yes, do it. I'm beside myself once more. I do not know what has happened to my brother.
Well, so here's the thing. You said there was 3
Yes.
reasons why the plan would work. Or if the plan worked, that 3 good things would happen. There's also a
Pros, yes.
4. There is a 4th. And I believe this is probably your brother's mindset. If you talk to Lycans, they always say the same thing. I follow the strongest. I will obey the Alpha. If Gorm is shamed to such an extreme, where he fails a battle with all of the best conditions on his side, a full moon,
Yes.
all this other stuff, then yes, that would work. It would work. If we don't have someone twisted. I'm worried that the
There were
vampires
too
will.
many.
On purpose.
I share your sympathy.
Which,
It is all but guaranteed. In my mind.
to that end, that is the angle that we have to prepare for. We know the angle of
is-
attack that they will come with. So we need to be preventative. We need to be proactive. Rather, preactive rather than proactive.
Hmm.
You have to find every kind of narrative that they will spin and dismantle it before it is even spoken.
The problem is, if they cause a scene during the operation, before you get to that point, in my mind, that is worst case scenario.
Yes.
That is my brothers, both brothers on the chopping block. The hunters would ride. Werewolves would ride more. It is...
The consequences are clear.
Yes.
We can't
How to
prevent what will
them.
actually happen. The best we can do is prepare for the things that actually could or might go wrong. You have to use that mind of
Yes.
yours in the best way that you can, which means to stay on task. What can you do? If they say that your brothers did it.
Look, I need to somehow convince him to find the fall guy. Without his help, There is the clearest outcome for failure would be that I simply take power after. And that might... I know what you're thinking, but it's not what I would want.
I know you don't want
There's
that.
a... Because they would be blamed, both my brothers, I would be the last choice. Whether the hunters or werewolves would want that, decide themselves, because I would be the last choice. And I'm sure that is what the vampires
Want.
precisely. But I don't want my brothers to fall in such a way. Like I said before, the plan was always to have them beside me, so that we can move as a family.
So what can you
But
do?
the best I can think is to try my best to convince Alakai to make preparations, but that's the same thing you are trying to do. I cannot move with Roderick, as he, again, believes I am a puppet. Distrusts me. It is through Alakai that we would have to do so, or at the very least, Zachary. Zachary will be busy with his preparations. I can go round in circles.
Zachary is a good person to talk to.
Yes, I have spoken with Zachary a lot, and I have grown to believe he is a trustworthy individual. Foolhardy, but he
Yes.
is a good person.
I
But,
believe that if you needed him to provide a fall guy, he will probably take the fall.
I do not know. I do not know if my brother has anyone loyal and willing. I do not know any of this.
It would be particularly heartbreaking to ask of him.
Yes, I had to think of such things before. But I have shied away from it in the hopes that...
Okay.
I can settle things myself. Which I'm
Have
sure
you ever
you would try
caught a
as
splicer?
well. A siphoner?
A siphoner, right.
I believe you will understand where I come from, as I do believe your commander will. But I didn't trust you guys. Still don't trust some of you.
I agree with that.
I wished to inform you all fully on what I have after this situation,
Very well.
especially with how it might unfold.
I was hoping to perhaps provide a fall guy for you in that regard. Sometimes criminals are willing to accept such a deal if they know that they'll get a cushy experience.
Experience, yes.
It is an option, at least.
I know someone who would hate that.
It is an option, though, and it keeps you all alive.
I would say at the moment it isn't. Not in that side of things.
Very well.
We would need somebody else. No. No.
And the wheels are turning. Good. He's not catastrophizing anymore.
It is as though all limbs have been severed.
Oh, you think this is deliberate?
No, I jest that options are scarce.
Ah.
Every time I reach for a name, it is unavailable to me.
Okay.
Mm.
I don't want to interrupt your turning wheels because that is what I want you to be doing right now.
I will do so all throughout the night and throughout
Very
the
good.
preparation of the ball and
Very
until
good.
the very end.
Very good. And I presume your ball is not a place that I should speak freely in, yes? Oh, right. There's a special guest list. Is Mr. Special Person on it, by the way? I presume he is.
I do not know.
Oh.
All that is that may be.
Aldanash. Okay.
Even if he was not, I would do nothing to stop him. Could do nothing to stop him.
So he might just show up anyway. All right, I'm just going to assume he's there then.
Many of your cadets were enticed to do so.
Mm-hmm.
That extends to many people that I simply don't know.
Mm.
It's Boldenash's antics that were found to be amusing by Lucina, but sometimes can be hard to politically maneuver. Yet I still stand.
It will build you a good muscle, that is for sure. Improvising. But, party aside,
Something my father taught rigorously, yes.
your two brothers are accused. What could you do?
I believe my best narrative is to push what they have done thus far,
Mm-hmm.
so that they could not be skewered, as it were.
It is better to
If I can
have
push for
an
their...
embarrassment than an execution, yes.
Precisely. But how I go about that is through what they have done thus far. If I try to pin it on somebody else, that can be shown as simply me having a weakness for my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
But with the proof that they did do good for this city, then that would help my narrative.
It is better to have
To what extent, I do not know how
good-hearted
far I could push it.
people. But good-hearted people can make mistakes.
Yes.
And perhaps they did not quite understand what they were signing up with. Perhaps
Yes,
there was
Cain.
a miscommunication.
Yes. The only time they become on the chopping block is when Garm does not make it to the gates. If Garm makes it out of the gates, we are completely safe at that point. Well, it's a bit shaky, but we will survive. It's just an embarrassment as we're And at that point, it looms over your heads. But I believe Kane, the innkeeper, as well as those still loyal to my brother, the guard, as well as the lycanthropes who are loyal to my brother, can be swayed to push for their favor, for their pardon in such an occurrence, but that settles that, I assume. What comes after is you all. If you were to fall on this, it's sure to all the blame. Then I'm afraid what research development you have done to create a cure would be lost to us, or
There's
the
a
distrust
couple
of your people.
narratives that we could make. Such as, for instance,
Yes,
we simply underestimated his strength. Or he was a lot smarter than we
Yes.
thought. He hid his strength. Someone slipped him a potion between the bars. Anything like this could help.
if
I
that
mean-
happened, then it would. Yes, that one is a no-go. But yes, I understand what you mean.
There's a lot of ways that we can spin this. Generally speaking, it's about eking
Yes.
out the best ones.
Simply saying you underestimated them would show incompetence. If we could just... I would have to belittle you, but in a way that simply says you're scholars, not soldiers.
Yes.
In the way, with the intent to keep them saying, no, they're scholars, they know how to do this. But other than that, you would lose trust with the people. I just hope it doesn't come to that, but we must think to prepare for it. Well, at that point, yeah. If belief in your work is to fall completely, then simply, it is so simple to just continue your work and slide it over under a different name. Samantha. It's the simplest thing.
It's crazy
Well,
how much simpler these things can be when you stay on task.
well,
Your biggest weakness is that you catastrophize. I know this because I do the same thing. You work best when you have someone who can direct you. Direct that beautiful brain of yours to actually think of the right things instead of, oh God, all of my friends are in danger.
oh, don't. Believe me, the amount of thinking I do on my own, it is best when I can hear what people are thinking and derive from that.
Yes,
But
Externalizing.
it
is what it's called.
yes. If there is no one to sit by me and speak of these things, I will simply have a conversation with myself, which sounds a bit crazy, but
It does work. But at the same time,
Yes.
it's when it's just yourself. You have a
there's less of a perspective on it.
And it's a lot easier to be meaner than it actually is. Having another voice helps, at least in my opinion.
I believe so as well, but that is why I would have liked Roderick.
Such a world can exist where he comes back to you. It just might be in a slightly
That is only
different
after.
way.
I must see his aptitude for it once more, to reassure myself that he will not falter as he's done. Still, even if he does, it will bring good perspective. That being said, it hurt. It did. And that may be... It is those closest to you that can wound you.
Tell me about it.
Well, you have the 200 years of experience. I kid.
I'm going to be honest.
But yes.
Oh, my family never hurt me in the way that people up here did. Gosh and golly. Different cultural differences can be
Felt the
a
same.
pain beyond pain.
The words of the people, I've experienced them throughout my entire life. 3 different districts, 4 counting the red light. Each of them having their own opinions about me, their own negative feels about me. And I weathered them seamlessly. But as soon as it was my brother who listened to these rumors, to say it directly to me.
Someone that you think who would always be on your side, someone that you had as an anchor, spinning is...
It is not only that. I was in disbelief that he would belittle our family's way, disregard it completely, by simply saying, "You're a vampire." So no.
It's hard sometimes how much people can change in such little time.
It
What
makes sense,
one nibble can do.
though. It was from this anguish he felt over the werewolf district, how dire the situation became. I could have made a joke there.
Dire wolf. I
Precisely.
think there's
I
another
understand.
perspective that he might be
It was
viewing
simply a
you.
misstep.
I think that he was scared and perhaps sad that he lost you as a brother as well when you returned. Or perhaps even jealousy that it was something that you chose, that yours stayed. Your sire.
I'd rather that than the former. The
It
former
might,
tells me again he disregards my family.
it
his
might
family.
be all at once. Grief can do unimaginable things
Yes.
to you. But it does mean that he needs to heal. And unfortunately, what I have found is that when people are grieving, it's everyone else who has to do the adjusting. Because they don't know
Yeah.
that they're causing harm. Or they think they don't care. They'll wake up later, but for now, I think it might be important for you all to have a heart-to-heart. To actually speak the words about how much you actually care about one another. Yes, I know, you're all brothers and mushy-gushy feelings might not be the norm,
I spoke as such with Malachi already, as well as Gavin. It is, how do I say this? I am somewhat of a romantic. Maybe that's why I have Lucina. Maybe not. But
Or the
it
choice
is
of
that,
attire.
is my words, sometimes they come across as too
Affectionate?
romantic in the sense of fantastic, you know.
Whimsical. Feathery.
Like idealist.
Ah. I see.
So my thoughts on families and my brothers, how dear they are to me, is I could
Wax poetic for hours, I presume.
precisely. No poet can describe.
Maybe.
But it is this these words that just fall out. They are genuine. But it is the same words I speak in my speech. People see them as deceitful.
I think you have to yell at him. I think you need to be direct. I think you need to stop the poetry. I think you just need to say, God damn it, man. I am your fucking brother, and I love the fuck out of you. So could you listen to me for 2 fucking seconds? That should probably shock him.
If he goes off on a tangent like that again, then I will try so. But at the moment I did ask him that we should continue to be brothers even after this, for our lives are short. As if he seemed to be receptive of it, but there was
Fear.
a bit of
Apprehension.
yes, apprehension. I believe if I try once more to reach down for my grieving brother, that hopefully he will accept our family once more. But as you said, if he does not, then I will try vigorously with the same energy he holds. I kid.
Perhaps kidding is not the answer. I think you might need to
It
meet
was,
him at eye level.
The joke was that he was rambunctious, or he is rambunctious.
I know.
I do not like or enjoy belittling or speaking ill of my brothers.
Oh, that's what you...
But,
I took that in an entirely different way. I was meaning that you should be... That,
That was my
being
jest,
as direct
was that.
as he is would probably help.
Yes.
It might bode well for you to tell him directly that you... Well, obviously that you aren't a puppet to the council, and 2, that you don't want to be, and 3, that he needs help from... That you need help from your big brother to protect you from the big scary vampires.
Excuse me, I am the eldest. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you know, in terms of
Yes,
size, he
big brother.
made a very
Yes,
big point of it when I first showed up.
Yes, he teases about it now, which I enjoyed. He was very funny. He was always comedically witty. When me and my lover had walked over and he had made a joke that tickled me funny. If I recall, he said, "Well, if it isn't my brother, as well as his lover, lovebirds. Or should I say, bloodbirds?
I can hear it in his
That-
voice. I can hear his voice.
Yes. That. I miss that. We shall see, I assume.
I want you to keep trying. I know you will, but
I will. Until my last undead breath.
I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to try and get you all in the same room after that. I'll let you know
I'm sure he
about
will
how that
accept.
progressed. I'm sure he will, but I want him to be actually all there for it, instead of the weird distance he seems to project all the time.
As though it is all a scheme.
No, not even that.
No, that's how he acts around me. He's always asking me.
I see.
Whenever I stand with him in a meeting, he asks me such things of, is this part of your plan? And just glares at me. Every single word that is mentioned just turns to me as though it was my doing. I understand that we both have the capability to do so. Capability to see these things and make them happen. But it's unsettling that every little possibility falls onto me. So even this meeting, he will look at me with scrupulous eyes.
I will
If
have no quarrel redirecting that.
I believe in simply giving him time. As everybody reminds me, he is grieving. Aren't we all? But I understand, and I will keep that in mind and try to limit my feelings on that.
Well, I do know that when someone is grieving, it is the who that is there that will stick with them the most. It's why I think it's really important that you are there as much as you can be, as much as he lets you. Forcing it to happen won't go well, obviously, but...
Yes. That will have to be after the funeral.
Is that going to happen while we are here, or no?
I hope so, if this all unfolds the way Ascension desires with this ridiculous operation, then that should be the case. As soon as my brother's hands become freed from the riot and Garm and the sickness, she will be more available to have these little family discussions. At the moment, it's mostly Alakai and I. Alakai is busy, yes. I am busy, yes. Yet here we are, trying to discuss, whilst also planning.
There is always technically time.
Yes.
Technically. If you can make time for me, if all of you can make time for me, you can make time for each other. And so far, everyone has.
Well.
I do think that's the extent of it. It is good for you to
believe
keep
so.
your mind turning on this. And I would
have my
love...
plans settled.
Very good. Then I did my job.
Well, I was thinking about it, mulling about it, ever since they said the word Zachary, as well as Cortez. At that point, I had already known what they had decided and was already trying to find something, some way that we can get out of this. But first, it was trying to think of another plan. Too late. And then trying to figure out a way that if this plan were to fail, how we might not fall with it.
Yes.
And finally, thank you for more perspective. Finally, I have a direction.
You are welcome.
Well, I have to wait.
Yes. If you do want to have more,
Oof.
I'd be more than happy to speak with you. In particular, because you are really fun to talk to.
Stop it.
No. No one can control me, let alone a
Eventually.
man.
My word. Sometime after all this settles, if we all still live. And
I doubt that I will be dead, but you are more in question.
No longer. Yes. Well, if Garm had some stroke of luck and misfortune, you understand. But still,
Oh, of course.
after you are done with this, and are no longer bound by them, anytime you wish to visit, I will be glad to host.
That sounds lovely.
Well, on that note, I must bid you good night.
As to you.
Thank you.
Whew! Okay. We'll have to float the council thing again later. Is everyone dead? Where is everybody? They're all having private talks, I bet. That's so funny! Wee. Where the hell are everybody? Peek. Leave. Peek. Leave. Peek. Peek. Leave. Peek. Leave. Peek. I'm alone. I'm really alone. Okay. Oh. Walk on the street, I suppose. I hate being alone. This sucks. Where is a person I could latch onto? In, like, post-haste? Please? Anybody? I feel like I'm going to get mugged. I don't like this. All of my defense mechanisms are activating at once. Where is a person? Where is a person? I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't want to. I wanna. Where in the world are people? Where are they? I don't like it. This is very uncomfortable. This sucks. I hate it. I want to see a person. Specifically, an Ascension person. Where are my Ascension peoples? Where are they? Hello? I can't find anyone. What about this building? I won't get in trouble if I step in, right? No one's here. Okay. I can't find anybody. Uzu, hi! Oh, everyone's in spawn? Okay. Then, I go to bed. Boosh. Thank you for the raid, Uzu. Hi!
What I'm thinking is gonna. No,
I
there's
didn't
only
know
like
that
5
everyone
of
was
us.
here!
No.
Hi!
Because
We
Rainier
just- we
says
just-
the rest of this class,
Hey,
the rest of the
thank you for the
people
raid.
are
A
going to
few.
be involved.
Did you have
in
fun today?
something.
No problem.
A good few of them are going to be
Fun
used. Not the ones
time.
going on to the other event.
Fun
The ones
time.
that are
I'm gonna
left over
die.
Are going to be used
Yeah.
with Shizuko as a
I am
decoy to
too.
fight off Garm's other people.
But I got a class to teach tomorrow, so I don't care.
Okay.
Are you guys having
Yeah.
an episode for Mother's Day still?
But then that means that a bunch of us can't go to the
Yep, we are.
party.
Hello.
Hi! My talk went well.
Hey.
I feel
Nice.
like what they're gonna do is the beginning of the episode we're gonna do Garm
Hold on,
stuff.
hold on,
and
I got this,
hopefully
I
that
got
can't
this.
last.
Because
Motherfucker.
it needs to be during the full moon.
Get
Oh,
behind
no.
my door.
But
And
we're
the
gonna
party's
start
at night.
night.
Hold the
first
door.
beginning of night.
Hold the door!
Hold on.
It's not gonna last all night.
Hold
So
on.
They're gonna fudge the time. We're
Why
gonna-
are you in
our
that
stuff is
model,
gonna take
Hal?
2 hours
I
of the
don't
night,
like
and then
it!
we can go
Why
to
are you
the
in that? Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
I mean, that's.
Oh.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
thanks for the
get
raid.
fucked up no matter what.
Yeah,
Zachary's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Also,
But that's why I
he was
like,
waiting down for a
wait,
bit for the
wait,
talk
wait,
to
wait,
end,
get
so then
drunk and have
he
fun,
could
go over- everyone go over
see if you
so
wanted to
bad.
go for a
No, I
massage
still
with
need
the
to have
bunch
a-
of us.
Hey yo,
Need to play it.
awesome! But I had so much good political talk in there, dude. Like I
You
wouldn't
did?
sacrifice
Yeah,
it
I
for the
bet you
world.
fucking did.
No, I said,
Garm
why
real
are
quick.
you in that
Why are
model?
you
I don't
Garm?
like it.
Yeah, I was doing a little
Fuck, I forget how tall you are.
Ooh,
Mm.
He's a big
This is gonna be
boy.
interesting.
huge.
Please don't step on me when I get
Why
hit
you
with it.
Garmin?
I was gonna ask you for synthesizing more of the Vivina venom. If you want to give me rolls for
Oh,
that,
so-
I'm making 2 vials.
Yo, you got 2 for. Oh,
2x.
You
2x.
guys can actually roll for that.
The shooting. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you
2x,
wanted me to have
but
my
also,
each time, like
I can
last time.
instead go.
No.
Ah, you got
Okay,
the
cool.
two-ended
'Cause
system.
then
Very
I'll
good.
do, I'll
For
do
sure.
3 phases of
Yeah, because then I can go like this
Oh, that's a
instead.
good shield. That's a good shield.
Right? Yeah.
Question:
Good big
Am I gonna
orca
get
shield.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
got
just
the
2 vials?
clock.
I mean, theoretically, you could get way more. She'd probably be way more willing to give you
Mhm.
more
I just-
tonight, in particular,
Then
because she
let
knows
me
what
get
you are
3,
going up
but
to.
I only have time.
Yeah.
I only have
Hmm.
time to synthesize so much, so I can
Yeah.
only probably do 1 or 2, depending on my rolls. So I'm gonna do
Yep.
3 phases of rolls, and I'm gonna do it.
That works.
Hmm?
She
With
didn't
Shadow
do any
Runner style,
fighting
so I'm gonna
today,
do
so
it
she's got
exploding dice.
plenty to spare.
I need some of that, and
Hmm.
I kind of want to ask Flora for some of her spores, but I haven't had time to mess with them, so he wouldn't know what to do with them yet. It's too early, or too much too soon.
Hmm.
He could just get her saliva, just get her to spit, and just use that.
Hmm. Oh.
True, but he wouldn't. He doesn't know how to
also-
utilize it yet. That's why he's trying to figure out
Oh,
what
it's
would
just
work.
it's just skin contact.
He wants to
just-
check.
Hmm.
But Garm's got a lot of fur.
Oh, true. Well,
Uh,
actually, you have one particular test. Stark gets paralyzed all the time from tongue kisses.
That is information that Cortez would hilariously laugh at.
Yeah.
It's like, damn. Well, that's the evening out of that relationship.
Well, I
The give
mean,
and take. There's your
it's-
take.
Well,
I feel like I'm
it's-
about to get shot.
I mean, you could throw it in his mouth. That would work.
Oh. Yeah, and you just drink.
Damn, I
drink
can't believe
his
the cat is
saliva.
shooting the orc.
Alright, good to know. So I'll do 3 of those. Okie dokie. I'm gonna go ahead and end stream.
Okay, bye bye.
Oh, I like the Martians.
Where's Fernando?
How do you explain something that doesn't sound like you should be explaining it?
He's gonna wear a nice orcish outfit. It's gonna be great.
I don't even know.
Just armor.
This fucking RP drains me so bad. No, I know, but God, this fucking mission that we're doing also, like,
Ven saw a little bit of the chips. She tried to simmer it down for you. I don't think it worked.
Why am I here?
I had to.
He's set.
He was very, very set. I had to cut into the middle of it and do the whole. Don't raise your voice. We're gonna respect you. You respect us.
I know.
And it worked. I think if Barian might have done it, he might have snapped back. But luckily, I didn't make him have to experience his own death. So I have that above some people.
It's there floating in the abyss, but there's no.
I need you guys to understand. I am fumbling my way through so much of this RP, and I feel so bad. But like, I am trying, and it is so fucking tough.
It's not easy. Like, I'm sort of sitting here as a cadet, and like most of the time, like I have an answer for a lot of this shit, but like for
that way,
Chips, I got one. I got one for Chips. I tried for 4 years with him. Couldn't figure it out. Tried. Never succeeded.
For this shit.
So, because I'm gonna be for real. While I don't really think that killing Gorm is like the right thing to do, the advantageous thing to do.
Because I had in her lore that their ears are like their fire.
If the plan works, it'll work really well. Like, politically speaking, it's like. But if it doesn't, then But like in terms of like the moral perspective of like who the guy is, I'm gonna be real. He killed a whole fucking.
More or less.
Town?
This man like eats
more
kids.
Than enough. Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's more than enough to get like a public execution. Him dying doesn't matter. Like that doesn't care as like in terms of like moral. Like oh, we shouldn't kill him. No, he has an execution like waiting for him. Like it's just so there. It's so there. But.
So I have a theory. I have a theory about all this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I could sit here and go on about, oh man, you know, here's all the like militaristic reasons why this is kind of the only suitable option, because the other one is actually worse when you look at it. I think Hal got fucking Garm captured on fucking purpose.
Probably.
Yeah, that's why I'm so
because they need a fall guy, and they need to have a catalyst to start the wolf riots.
Yeah, no, it's
so they're waiting. They're waiting for you to kill him so that they can like just kick everything out. They've already got all their shit ready. I was just talking to him about that.
Always what happens. Every single time.
Anything that we do with Garm fucks us. Anything. Because if we just kill him in the town, we just set off a nuke in the dead center of the fucking town. If we go through with this operation, there's a good chance he's expecting us to, and then we get ambushed to death and back, even with our little special side job that we'll do. Or the other one is we don't do anything, and we hold him in the cell, which leads to two alternatives. One we call his bluff, and nothing happens through a full moon. Or number two, we decide we'll defend the town, and then a horde of infected motherfucking dogs come jumping at the wall, and if we let one through...
This is the least nuclear option, because at least we're detonating it away from the town. That's what we're doing. We're just taking the bomb away from town and detonating it somewhere else.
And then Barian says this plan, and I swear to God, he says it. He's like, this is what we're gonna do. Rainer convinced them. I'm like,
yeah, he said that. He goes, I got it in my head. Rainer convinced them. And I was like, no, that all makes sense. I just have to not get stepped on by Garm and make sure that Zachary makes a good job of hitting me. Ow.
Sent me a message.
Stabs.
Yeah, I handled the political
So
shit
I
as
can
much
just
as I
see-
could because it's like, okay, so we can't stop this from happening because the two others were doing this.
Morning.
Rude.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't say anything.
So we've got backups upon backups for how we're going to direct this if this just goes
God, this
tits
mission's
up.
gonna get
Because it's just waiting for like, I guarantee fucking
Yeah,
to you, the
Susan got
newspapers
some
have
new
like 4 different shit
information,
already
and she was
pre-printed and
very
ready to go.
angry today.
For what this could
Y'all are
be
like
or
her
how they're
stress
going to spin it
reliever.
depending on how we do it because they
He's like, I don't
They
want
know.
to bring
They totally
work
know.
into this, but I have this rune, and
But
if you know
now,
what it is, then
we've
get back
got
to me.
counter news.
She's gonna look at me and be like, yeah.
We got the wheels turning. So hopefully that'll help.
That's fair.
Bro, these wheels.
Maybe after
fucking-
having a good time with
Politics, brother!
I need.
I don't know, that depends.
Dude, this is like beyond just fucking politics.
Yeah.
We're at the point where it's like,
He made a joke,
because like,
like the whole
because like,
city.
It's a conspiracy.
I had someone,
The whole titty.
I had someone fucking tell me like, there's like Rainer, you've talked about the fact that like the school is so undertrained. How are we gonna complete this operation? And I wanted to pause and be like, I don't fucking know. I can't say that. So I'm like, here's how we're gonna do it. I feel like I fumbled through today so violently.
You were probably the
I'm
only
just sitting here.
person that like actually sounded halfway convincing. I'm gonna be real. Because
I am trying. I need you to hear.
That's all we can ask for, buddy.
There are like some sessions where I'm just like, have you talked to any of the other professors? I did, and it made no sense. Let me try, buddy. Maybe I'll make it through. And then all of a sudden I get to a point where they're like, oh, why didn't anyone else tell me that? I don't know. Why didn't they? Thank you. And they walk away, and I'm like, you know what I wanted to do today? When I heard that nothing was really going to be going on, I wanted to go find Octavia, and I just wanted to do nothing but hit on her. That's it. That's all I wanted for my date. The pretty vampire lady, I wanted to hit on her because she's cute, and I like that. And then you want to know what I got to do instead? I got to say one like little conversation with her, and then everything else was just... Varian, can you do me a favor? Can you not ask the students if they're ready to die? Please? I'm not ready to deal with that fire. The fire you just lit. Please. And then I did. I had to have a whole conversation at the end of the fucking night where someone's like, hey, so a teacher who watched us all experience our own death kind of just said, are you ready to die? How do I cope with that? And I'm like, how do you cope with that? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. How do I cope with it?
we need a second therapist.
We need a therapist.
We're not getting that. We're not getting that.
I know.
They saw me. They saw me sign up for this position, and they're just like,
I'm sad.
what did we just recently do? We made them... Did we give them apology weed? Oh, dude, give it to that guy. Fuck him. And you want to know what I did? I caught it. I caught it in my dumb fucking hand and went, ooh! Oh, this is cool. I like this. That's good.
Oh, this elbow ain't shit.
Like a fucking idiot. Like a fuck. I ate those edibles and I was just like, I got it. Oh, if I would have had a year, if I was in a year earlier, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that was the tournament arc. So like, I got time.
There was a lot of really horrible things that happened in season 1. So, rather year 1, you could have at least had a chance to maybe undo the weird shit from year 1 and year 2. Hey students, you want to learn to survive? Okay, shoot him!
Oh, this is going to go well.
You heard me! Shoot them with this silver bullet! Shoot your friend right now!
Just like in characters recently.
Okay, sir. Oh god, they're screaming! We get to treat them, right? No!
And I was like, Special guest.
Shapeshift with the bullet still inside you, melting your insides.
You mentioned like when he said yes, and I was like,
That was what Davina went through year one.
Oh,
Dude.
understandable.
Well, let's also not forget the special squad of people who are being trained to kill teachers and students. We've got the darkness training where they're like, I'm going to open this box and a demon's gonna fucking come out. You better fucking kill it. If you don't, then you fucked. Then you fucked. Then you fucked.
What?
Yeah, that was Finn. That was Finn, yeah.
That was the thing. I played the demons. I stepped on.
Enjoy the party.
Good phrasing.
I am gonna enjoy the party while I know that all my friends are probably dying. Well, not actually. Actually, wait.
Better have this
Only
call before
Flora
we
is probably dying.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Based off of what all is going on, it's a good chance that it might happen during, like, it'll probably be a thing during the day, and then like that will shit. We don't know. They'll find out on Tuesday and let me know because people have to figure out how to do it. Otherwise, there would be no way to do it at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a month of day thing.
To my credit, I didn't know anything about like what was planned about when they put it in. However, I was right, even though I didn't actually get told that in character. I just guessed at the vibes as Boulder Nash.
Yeah.
There is indeed a special guest.
I wonder who it is. Omega lol. Even Bev was like, okay, it's obvious who this is. And he was like, hey, do you know? And he said, no. And I was like, we both know who this is, and we just nodded at each other.
And here's the thing. Zero malice in that action.
Oh, yeah.
He's just was like, important endorsement. This will be great.
Omega lol? More like mega lol. Preliminar.
Rocket jump! Rocket jump!
Rocket jump.
nice. Like, she probably won't come in with the site like that.
Oh, by the way, Christy, after they go finish at the massage, they'll go back to the tavern, and he'll probably ask if you want to like rent a room at the red light district tonight.
LMFAO.
No. When I get my hands on them.
No, understood.
You want to know why?
Why?
We just stitched you up this morning, you fucking idiot! Recover, motherfucker!
Yeah. Well, you know what? Augusta went through worse, and her and Bile put a fucking tie on Gallon's door.
Rather than just.
Are we really lowering the bar that much? That much.
Fair enough. Fair.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Look,
I have an ounce of compassion for you. An ounce.
Yeah.
She's a giant. Who fucking knows if there's even a fucking pelvic bone left? She's made of ice.
I think I'm letting this professor mindset get to me too much because I don't. For a second, right? I'm hearing you guys say this, and I'm just like, ew. I don't even know this. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck?
I understand. I have the same thing as Clink. I have the same goddamn thing.
I can't look at any Ascension character like for instance, right? Like some of the characters are hot, right? But like the moment we get into RP, I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. No.
Good.
I understand. Like, I can't with Lulu's character in particular because Clink views them as a dad. So, like, I look at them and it's like, yes, Papa, I can.
To be fair, he would have also asked if he wanted to go for the massages too, just normal massages, but
been fucking nice.
It was really funny because
yeah,
Actually, let me use this.
it was late, and you were having a very long talk before we left. I waited so long.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We got to have we had a very fun time. Holy shit, you were talking for 3 hours. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is a powder
dude,
keg.
Lich.
I am in your house.
Lich, it's a part of the fucking game. Alright, I already fucking went. Respectfully, I went through that fucking rig too. Alright, it's a fight, but
Baby, stay over.
you fucking find a way. Alright, you find a way. You wait the hours, you go through the insane situations that you just barely get through on the leg of your pants.
Dude, 4 ratings. God.
Let me know if anyone harasses you.
You find a way. You find a way, man. You know what? It's worth it. Because you get some nice art afterwards, but it's fucking kid, no, fuck.
What's this?
At least Vivina won't pin you down on a beach and put a gun to your fucking head and maybe tell you, like...
That's true.
Wrong decisions, you die.
The only thing he needs to worry about is her getting a little bit too excited about him being literally food. Yummy. Delicious. Oh, and her people are genocidal, so, I mean, even if she doesn't do the gun thing, like, a whole line of millions of bugs. I'm sure it'll be fine!
That's a future problem. Today, we have a nice little motel room we're gonna go rent out. It's okay, don't
That's
worry
a future
about it.
Dar's problem.
Figure it out later.
It might be a summer problem. What we're talking about.
It might be a summer problem. That's a future Dar's problem.
Yeah, but basically the idea was just the
I can take the hit.
I don't know if you can, man. Her sister in particular is crazy protective.
everybody can sneak in for all we know.
This is the meat rack session this morning. It was like crazy.
Hey,
Not in like a crazy,
she'll-
like, no one's allowed to romance my sister kind of way, but in like a, let's see if you're tough enough. Can you make it through this
I was like, you're
torture?
getting kissing and
Kind
everyone
of,
just
but no, it's a
stopped. The record stopped.
This torture obstacle course.
You know, right?
Do it! No!
I love obstacle courses. Also, hey, check out this cool shield that I made in honor of your sister.
Their first thought, ew, you're using weapons and not, you're relying on tools instead of the strength of your own person? Oh, and then it's like, inspired by my sister.
There's only a few that I know.
This is my boy. This is my favorite boy. I'm going to meat rack tomorrow.
Look,
So
it's even waste not want nut. We used crocodile teeth on it too.
Yeah! Oh, they would, oh my god, you're doing it, you're doing the things.
Crocodile teeth.
You're so smart. I didn't realize that was the croc teeth. That's so
Yeah.
fucking great.
I know
Yup.
I love this
I
character
literally
design.
just
people have told me to their
That's
face.
great.
I know, I
There's
did
anyone else planning that? They haven't told me.
we had a lot. We had a lot of fun doing all the scarring and everything.
Oh my god, that's lit.
Although, yeah, we did it for the full body, and we were gonna do more, but a lot of it was just a lot of like model torments. I was just like, let's just go with something nice and simple, and we'll just play it off of there. The weirdest thing, the hair. We made the hair like so fucking violently fluffy. People are just like, how much shampoo do you use? I'm just like, no.
This is not what
Damn,
shampoo
he really-
does. That's conditioner. You're gonna kill people. Anyway.
It's a part of it.
He
It's an important
really
part.
uses
Shampoo
demon
is keeping it
L'Oreal.
clean. Conditioners makes it soft and fluffy.
He really uses demon L'Oreal just like Ryder.
Honestly,
Oh my
god. Because one, I think it's just figured out the general game plan.
Yo.
But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this character. He's a pilot, so like we have a whole separate model where like my aircraft is flying around and I can do like specific strikes and stuff and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. The only downside is his job is so fucking
specialist that like they'll be like, oh hey, what's your skill? I'm a pilot. Ooh. Yeah, we just teleport now.
Brother,
That's so sad. Wait, that's so goddamn sad. What the fuck?
That's so much.
It's okay.
Mind you, like
You can be a mech
we did.
pilot.
I have been having a whole. I actually have my armor core. Don't laugh about that. But like, I went through an entire 6 months of this character. Basically, he had like muscle degradation, and it's because of the coral energy in him that it actually was able to stop. So he was able to eventually work out again and gain his body back. So for 6 months, I was in lobby like trying to do like one singular push-up, trying to like walk the hallways and stuff.
Physical therapy. That's awesome.
Yeah, physical therapy.
Yeah, for 6 whole months, and then from there, after that, he started going to the meat rack where he met people like Juno, Lion, and others who have been teaching him how to fight again. And it's been like losing fight after fight after fight because I take my L's. And he's actually gotten to a point where he's actually a pretty competent fighter. And then I don't know if you know any like Armored Core stuff, but Art actually plays as Neri, which is the coral energy in him has a consciousness now and is able to actually speak. So the two of them basically work.
Hey, take care. Tomorrow, actually.
But yeah, basically, as the two learn, she's able to do stuff like, wait, hold on, what's it? He can do like little hand barriers now. He can do some strikes where what it does is it doesn't actually like shock you. The energy actually diminishes defenses.
Nice.
So it basically weaken. He's supposed to be a support. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. The only downside, I have never had a more failure rate of romances than this character. Every single time.
I'm gonna be honest.
Every single time.
Be honest. It's like either people will be super into it and they're just like, what the fuck? This fucking mummy is talking. Go away. Go. But then like,
no.
So and then it's like,
the first person, they were throwing so many mixed signals that eventually, the moment I noticed any kind of like negative bounce, I was like, I don't want to play Pong. So I went somewhere else. The second person it was so hard to like get an active, consistent schedule with them that I was like, no, my past 3 characters dated people who never got on again. No, not doing it again. I want cute shit too. The third person could never speak, and I'm.
Oh no.
I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that. I won't carry this fucking relationship. So like all 3 of those have just not been fucking working. And normally, it's like the first like 2 that I actually try, or like the first one, right? I'm not saying I have like a...
Yeah.
So like, honestly, I'm at the point now where I'm just waiting for someone to come to him. I role play, I do my work, I hang out with people, I'm nice.
You know what?
I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna chill.
Bro's gotta go on MetaMeet.
No.
Dude, I did go on MetaMeet.
Nothing.
Of course he made a channel. Yeah.
Damn.
She's like, oh, you think I can dress like a slut?
The only people was like one person who posted like 3 characters afterwards. No, thank you. And then like some engineer lady who. She looks as plain as white bread. And then I think like one other person, and outside of that, nothing. Which has been fine. Like honestly, he's been so focused on like working and stuff that like the only other like his 2 best friends both got into relationships, and they're really happy, and I'm happy for them. But we had this funny joke where like somebody was like, "Oh, C4, what have you done lately? Engineering license, piloting, my exercise, my workout. I have an apartment now. I live outside the hangar, all this stuff." And then they looked at them and it was like, well, I have a girlfriend now.
Oh no.
I was like, wow, did I have to choose? I hate this. What the fuck? Why? Wait, I'll give up all my shit. Wait, hold on. Can I have one? No. This was fun though. It really has been fun. Like doing the exercise and getting his body back up and learning and studying. It's felt weird to have like a fresh character and stuff. It's been a lot of fun.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, that
And I
that
like the
new
bandage
character
look.
feel, just love it.
Yeah.
It feels fucking good.
It do be nice, yeah.
Also, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed this look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even got the master move whenever I talk. I love it. It's my favorite thing. I smile every time I see it.
Hell yeah. It does look really good.
Yeah. Yeah. And he looks really edgy, but he's actually a really sweet dude. That's my favorite part. You know, there's like, oh, he's an edgy bitch, and actually he's just like, no, I'm just a pilot. Those pilot suits are kind of black. This is normal. Just so happens I do that.
Don't worry about it.
But, you know.
It's
The
fine.
girl's red. Like, I pieced all this together, and I was like, God damn it, I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. I failed.
Technically, you're worse.
Yeah.
You're silver.
He's silver. Ew, no, no.
The bandages.
No, it's no use. Swear. There was one really cool thing that they did. So C4 got me back into Unity entirely.
Yo, let's go.
Really?
This sound, the sound effect that actually plays right here is I actually went through, got every audio file from Armored Core 6, because this is an Armored Core character, and I fucking fixed all the audio files that I could get my hands on, so I could get the choral sound effects for this specifically. And then the lightning that normally plays through this is not very pretty, so we went ahead and got a better one that actually kind of plays through everything, so like the lightning looks a lot better and shit. I do things now. Yeah.
I just love the fucking shadow here, where the other eye is.
Yeah, right?
Just makes me so happy.
Yeah. The funny thing is people keep talking to me over here.
Chucky.
Bug zapper.
People keep talking to this boy on his dead zone.
Bug zapper.
Like every fucking time. He'll walk over and be like, hi C4, and I have to be like,
hello.
Hi. Every fucking time. Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. I can't look at you. Twitch TOS demands of me. No, I can't. Twitch demands of me to look this way.
Oh yeah, side
boob.
Oh yeah, no side
boob.
I got it covered.
No.
Yep.
I got it covered.
That won't work. Anyway. Hello.
She looks after him too much.
I enjoyed that conversation a lot.
Christy.
Hi.
Christy, it happened.
What?
Zach said the thing.
Sorry. I knew it was I knew it was coming.
Oh yeah, no. So here's the thing. I wasn't even.
I didn't. I knew it was coming in the second, but before that, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, right? Isn't it crazy that we can always tell when people are gonna do the confession thing? Like we always know. Like we
here's
know
the thing.
like 6 sentences
Is that
before it
his entire squad came in the room and he's like, could you guys give me a minute? And I'm like, oh.
That's where it
Let me
is.
open the seasons menu. You know what he said?
What?
He mirrored Victor. He said, I would like, if during like summer break or something, I would like to like get to know you better and like go somewhere with you. The concept of going somewhere was what fucked her up, because the thing is that Victor did that, and that was like a few months before everything went to shit, and she's just kind of like, she's afraid, and she spiraled really hard, and it struggled to like kind of play it, because I'm fucking demi-romantic. I mean, I'm almost a-romantic. I don't know how this shit feels, but she's like, and then it's also on top of him telling me like this is like my last fucking dying words, and she's like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, bro, you don't.
So I mean, she's not a gunner.
I did.
I'm gonna grab Zachary by his tail and shake him out like he is a dusty piece of laundry.
He didn't say, he was like, I like you. And I'm like,
really hard to actually do properly.
oh.
Yeah.
He didn't give the hard L, but it was enough for Morgan to start spiraling uncomfortably because she's scared.
Yeah, obviously.
It's something that scares her. Yeah. And it's not something that he's really aware of. And also, I don't, out of character, as much as I think the ship's cute, I don't think that they're good for each other.
That's fair.
Because she
That can happen a lot.
basically is, she you don't want to be the mom of your boyfriend.
Fucking
And that's what it would turn into.
About it. Tell me
That's
about
what it would.
Jesus.
The irony.
That's literally what it would turn into.
You want to be taken care of, not take care
like,
of somebody
dude,
else.
I can't.
It's a mutual thing.
Father.
She
Father.
takes care of
Yeah.
fucking. She takes care of him too much.
I'm not
And
changing
he
into
doesn't
his avatar here,
pay
but
her the same respect in comic.
I know.
So it's
Yo,
just
at least
like,
y'all got dads, man. And
Can I Merlin?
nah,
as much as I'm like cute.
mine's gone. Clink's is
also-
gone.
mine too.
Clink wasn't even one, and he was thrown in an orphanage. Oofed.
Morgan has a dad.
It was that.
I have my dad.
Yo, nice worm on a string, bro.
I have my,
I
my
would
dad
have,
and my mom are alive.
if he ever shows up, I'm gonna ask Andre to play him.
Nice.
Oh, your hands are fucking huge,
I
bro.
love Andre.
Dude.
Dude. Oh, and she ended up having a conversation with Victor in the end too.
Oh,
And it was
go?
weird.
Oh.
It was good, but
By the
also
way, I forgot
confusing
to tell
because
you what
she's
happened.
telling, because Morgan's in the vampire district right now. She
so,
left him that
first
night to go to the vampire
conversation
district for
was
something, and she's
between-
talking to him about
It's
it.
between us, right?
And
That's
he's
cool.
like, if
She was
anyone's like
already mad.
harassing you,
She
let me
chose
know.
it.
She's like, what are you gonna do about it?
Just to
And he's like,
say,
well,
oh yeah, Roderick wants to
what are you gonna
take
do about it? He goes like, something along the
myself
lines
and
of like,
Clover to the Lycan district.
well, I'm gonna go over there.
She
And
was
Morgan's
even more
like,
mad. She goes, hell no. No, I'm sorry.
huh?
She goes, Roderick
I
can
thought
get
we
mad if
weren't
he
on
wants
this
to,
fucking
but
like
no.
this friendship anymore. And also she joked about because she made I made a callback to when he was like, do you need a dark knight to protect you? I was like, oh, my shining knight.
Like, what? That's the dumbest
And then he looked like a kicked puppy.
Big bitch.
Well, she should know why.
I like how I learned two customs.
He looks like a kicked puppy. He was
Often
like,
hurts though.
why?
'cause
He's like,
him.
Puts the shit in.
did that? Because he's like, did that disgust you? I'm like,
responsible with children. For
no. It was really sweet at the time, but you and I both know that things are different now.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of went quiet.
You're so in the zone.
He became kicked puppy so fast, and Morgan's like, "Oh, I have to reel back. I can't like
He's
go
like
out of this
so
guy."
fragile.
It was
He's like
so
a little
sad.
baby.
It was so sad. I love him. I want to give him like a big little. I want to give him a smooch on his like
know.
forehead and tell him it's okay.
I
love
know.
him.
That's always been the thing. That's always been.
I want to give Victor a smooch on the forehead, and I want to kick Zachary in the back of the knees.
Understandable. Alright.
Gotta catch him all. Gotta catch him.
Night, Christy.
I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna go to sleeps too because my poor little fun fact
why I'm
for you
sitting.
all. Autistic people have an underdeveloped muscle in their foot, and that's why they walk on their tiptoes.
Wild.
Oh my
Because it's
God,
stronger.
You know what
Somebody
you can
explain
do?
that to me.
You know what you can do?
Am I?
You can.
Oh wait, do you
I've been
do
doing this all
it?
my life.
You oh,
Yes.
I do it.
He does it.
I have a
Welcome
test
to
to
hell.
send you.
I joked about how
My goodness.
everyone in
It's
Ascension
okay.
is autistic enough where one of us will start doing a repetitive motion and all of us will slowly start doing it without saying anything.
It'll full circle. Everybody in the circle will start to do the same movement or put their leg in the same position.
You are
Also, I
being
figured out what it
summoned.
was.
Yes.
Giovanna said
Yeah,
that
that's
you'd be
why
distracting
your feet hurt
Cortez
when
is
you
like, nah,
stand
she
or
hold
walk for
dessert.
too long when you have to walk with your heels.
Morgan was like,
Bro.
Damn.
Mark shouldn't be done. I'll tell you that another time. Anyways.
Cortez
Well,
said
I ain't
something
gonna
about
be-
Morgan,
Back
and
in
Morgan
the-
was like, I don't like
I was
it.
gonna say though the conversation, the amount of conversations he had that before that were just continually
Morgan does like
worsening
to hear
his
that.
mood.
Alright.
To the final one where it's like, everything's fine.
scared.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
everything's fucked, but you know we're okay. We're okay.
wasn't
Yeah,
already
yeah,
like
yeah.
got
Like, it's-
really close to
It's
her.
all
so
about
funny.
changing
It was
bad
isolated.
situations and turning
Morgan,
them into
congratulations,
His
Arbor has
eyes.
made her way onto Morgan's stage.
Opportunity- Opportunities to soften the blow.
The safe
He was
like
like,
You can
Is in
spitball a
the-
lot of spins on things.
You just
Zachary.
noticed
In
that
the,
narrator.
Sort of
the
asked
18th
Like,
with
did
all the
you
party and
do-
shit,
I-
he's
I-
gonna have to
Morgan,
try
how
to
you not
feign
thirsty?
happiness
Did.
and
My
also
God, dude,
work through
blowing
this
that
turmoil.
shit.
For the fact that I could hear
But now
him.
it's
I wouldn't
more like
expect her to.
he's gonna feign happiness,
I
but
was-
she was
also
like-
just
Lower that.
wait
Yeah, he
for
was
the
like-
opportunity to.
I like you.
was
And I want to
screen
get to know you
action.
more.
Yep.
And Morgan's
That's
like,
why you
I'm gonna
missed
fuck
So it's
the
much
whole
better.
titty
I saw you
That
going
is
around.
pretty much the best that
Morgan's
you
like,
can do
having a
In
fucking
situations like
conniption,
this.
Like I'm
Just
zooming
test
around
it,
because
just-
Otherwise,
I
just being absorbed into the motion, into the
like-
moment,
So because the
focusing
whole
on the
thing that
moment,
Zachary's planning,
waiting for that
Oh my God,
little
it's-
bell to
He's
chime before
involved,
you jump
Ida,
out.
and
Yeah.
now Barian is.
That's usually
is
how
giving
uh,
it the
she
green
does
light,
it anyway.
which was
It's
something
like,
that
yes,
Arbor
I
had
am on
already
new task. Time to
established with the others. Like we're
Hello,
not
I
doing
am
this,
on
right?
task.
It sounds like a stupid plan, right?
It
They're
does.
like, yeah, no,
It's
this is
literally
out of the
just,
question. And now they're doing it the next day.
The least nuclear
keeping up
so
appearances
Are you?
until
Are you?
If we
the ball
keep
drops.
I
then
know.
we'll
I was there
Yep.
partially for that meeting.
we get
I
everything
was there
settled
partially
as
for that
quick as we
meeting.
can.
It's become
So-
a point
Your
where
character
if
is
we
the
don't
first
get rid of
character
Garm
where
now
Beth
or
actually
figure out
went
where to
like
put
full
him,
mask
the city's
off,
gonna be
but like
attacked, and if
I know
we
that people
let
use that in a negative
one
connotation, but
through,
like
we look
genuinely positive for her,
It
where
just
she like
takes
took a step
one
back and
lichen
she was
that's
like,
infected to
"Wait a
get
second!
through.
Oh my
So
God!
fucked.
Wait, I like you in
And
like
we
a.
have to do
I
it.
actually
So we
like
have to
you.
take
in-
the bomb and
Holy
then
shit!
she's
Wait a
having is
second!
she's
Well, I'm not
looking-
talking to a kid.
What she's
They're
looking at
actually
is the
like
fact that
interested
there's
and have
students
like
who are going to be
genuine
caught in the crossfire
intrigue,
with that
understanding
plan.
of the
There's
topic.
a extremely
It was great.
high level of risk for anyone who is on
It's
that stealth
the opposite of talking
who is
with Gavin.
supposed to be there to
Gavin, though,
basically
is,
jump him.
I like talking with him in as
We're gonna be
Caiaphas
fighting
simply
Garm,
because it's
who
like
was
a.
able to hold us
It's
off
it's
as
literally
eight of us.
Alakai's right there.
On top of that,
Fighting
And
him with
I'm
fire.
I'm allowed
looked at
to
each
give
of the people who was-
Alakai
And you're relying on
advice
Alpha.
in this point, and showing both of them
Barian
Yep,
how
looked
to
it's a good
try
opportunity to
lead.
sort of help him catch up.
Barian looked at each of the people who was
So that we
basically
are not
picked
in a
to go on
flaming
this
barrel.
and said, "Are you ready to die?"
Did you know that I gave your younger brother?
Which shows his level of confidence.
Vocal
Arbor
lessons.
is having a fucking conniption.
That was how ours ended.
She
Yeah.
literally told
Because she was like,
Yeah,
okay,
he
so I
told
need
me.
you to
Morgan's, like,
understand
losing her shit.
how you are presenting
she
yourself.
told him.
She first needed him to actually acknowledge like the stakes,
That
acknowledge how
when she was told
ready
this
he
by
was
Ida,
to
all
actually
she
do
wanted
this.
to all she could
acknowledge-
think of was going to Barian.
Basically,
and hurting
she
him,
painted the scene for him so that he could see that he really wasn't ready
because
to
then it
leave.
would stop.
But she
Yeah.
let him come to that conclusion himself. And then she was like, okay,
It's that, and
These are
Morgan.
the people that he
fucking kill him.
trusts the most.
what are your
What he
goals?
told
Morgan
me
knows that.
and
because,
what-
Yeah.
like, there's floor going on that
What he told
too,
me and what
Morgan's
we
just like,
experienced was
oh,
completely
God.
different.
Like
And the
she,
fact
yes,
that
she hasn't even
he was
processed
like,
'cause she
yeah,
had to,
no,
like, deal with
he's
the
like,
whiplash of that.
I was like, all right,
and
I'm gonna go
Zachary
see
being
if I can't find
Zachary.
warrior princess for Venus
And so
and
she's
Ceres.
like,
And then it's like,
freaking-
oh yes, do you
she's,
want
like, not-
do you want
she's distracting
a
herself by doing as much work
a
as
heads
physically
up on what
possible.
I experienced? I was like, sure,
Because-
why
and
not?
then
He's
Ryder
like,
was like,
yeah, she broke me
Morgan,
down.
Can you try and convince them?
She
And I'm like,
immediately
I can't
just
do anything. Don't ask me this.
broke me down, broke down my
do not
pride.
have the
I was like, I
ability to
think
do that.
she's trying to build you up.
I-
It's like, yeah, but she
Because
just
the thing is,
destroyed
like,
me.
I can all I want.
It was
say,
really
like,
funny.
They
nothing to build
idea,
up.
But
Well, it's
It was
because
like,
he
you
was.
just broke down my ego. And I was like, yeah.
It's because
Because
he
she-
was
and she
puffing
told him, if
himself
something
up
happens to
falsely, and
her,
everyone could see it, and he
it's
needed to
because
stop
I
doing
wasn't
Or-
it.
strong
okay.
enough or wasn't good enough.
It's literally his whole
I can
thing
live
is,
Funny you say that.
they told me to do this, so I'm gonna do it
Cortez
Yep.
is having
without having any
people go
knowledge of how.
asking
And
first.
the ending note that
Lenith
she
is
did,
gonna
she
be
was teaching
following
him
back
how to
behind
actually
Cortez along, so the
sound
scout squad's gonna
confident.
go a little bit closer, and then you'll have a
which was
secondary
projecting
squad
his
that's
voice.
sitting far enough
He
behind,
actually was
out
doing
of
it a little bit,
sight
not
and out of scent
perfectly,
range,
but the
'cause
whole
Cortez knows
point
how
is learning how
far
to do it consistently. Like
Garm
when
would be
Vet
able to
does,
be sent.
"Hello, I am the Venus of Ceres." It is
So
the
if you would
that.
like to insert yourself on
Yes.
that unit, then
It's
we can have a
very
conversation
important.
then.
Arbor doesn't know this.
So she's
All
like,
she
"Okay,
knows
get
is
your
what
lessons."
she's being
Everybody's
given
gonna get
orders
known.
for. And she's
There was
also
a point join
also
in
have to
the
realize she's
teacher
also a squad
conversation
leader. She
where
can't just
they said
do
something
whatever she
like,
wants.
the cadets have faced worse than death, and I was like, taxes? But I didn't know I was unmuted.
That morning. Without everybody else is gonna get kicked out.
I said it out loud, I was like, oh,
Holy shit!
If I may let
who was in there? I know Emo was
when I
in
was
there,
doing
so maybe
when I was doing the stitching on your hand and shit,
Minerva. There was one
your
more with
hand
them,
was in
wasn't
like the
there?
perfect
Happy,
position to
but
like
there was
you were like
also
right
Cell,
between
but
my
he
crotch. I'm
wasn't.
like, don't
Please don't anyone.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
was
get
like-
it off of emo
Don't
stream.
anyone
You gotta
saw this.
find-
I noticed it, and I'm
fucking-
like, well, I'm just gonna not say anything,
I
and
had
hopefully
muted
no one
right
catches
after,
it.
and I was like laughing, and I like unmuted in Discord with the sound. I was like, I'm so fucking sorry.
Don't squeeze the trigger. Don't squeeze.
He's like, dude, you just screamed that out. I was like, I didn't know I was.
God.
Alright,
I have to do so much model work.
But it's fun. It's okay. I'm gonna be honest. At least it's fucking funny, and it's not you like just talking to your chat, right?
Although I didn't notice that part.
That- 'cause that's-
I don't have it.
I was
Yeah, I know, but like still, at the very least, it was like plausibly in character and funny.
Yeah, it doesn't work very well.
It could be plausibly in character. It's just we were having an extremely serious conversation. I just said, nope. I said, never mind.
Texas.
The episode already had a lot of serious shit and needed the Texas.
Yeah, dude. I was fucking dying.
I am also
For
concerned.
once, Texas saved us.
I'm like.
Bruh, that's
I'm
an
gonna probably have
unlikely
another
good.
nervous breakdown. Maybe
I gotta
2 or
find
3
that
before our next session. Mostly about model work and such, and then also figuring out
So many conversations.
I
Yeah.
literally am
But in
like,
general, she's gonna be talking to
Thank
all
you
the
very
brothers
much.
in different ways. Also, thank you too. I had a lot of fun. Like this is like one of the few times where
So
I've
did
done
I.
like political RP where I'm just like, oh shit, wait, oh my god, you know what you're talking
I
about.
got to play that little.
You know what you're talking about.
I also got to.
Nice.
and it's weird to
I got to play that
see it coming.
how like the noble likes to hear the story of the distant traveler. I got to play that shtick as well. You were like, oh yes, my people, and I was like, oh really? Oh my goodness, you know, experiencing a different
There's
culture,
a
and I was
bug
like,
in my
wow.
room. Where are you at, though?
I liked that.
Mosquito?
To do.
You know what? You say you're a giant mosquito and you don't do anything. Well, guess
Again,
what?
I
You
want to hold out
violated
hope
the
that
law, homie.
we are
You've infiltrated my
over
room.
fucking thinking this shit,
You're broke
and we're
treating.
giving them
That was so
too much
funny.
credit.
And when she just said that, 'cause I was sitting here like, my people, my people, huh?
My people?
My
I was about to say
people?
a giant mosquito.
I'm gonna
A giant mosquito?
look for that part now. I have to. Where is it?
Oh.
Now I'm gonna be conscious about
Because
this.
the thing is,
there
they're
is
talking
a
I'm gonna
about
let
how much
you-
a
death
Neko.
flags.
I'm gonna be conscious
so
about
bad.
this now.
Oh,
the
and
thing
I'm,
is, like,
I'm gonna make it a lot worse. Like,
there's
for
no
instance,
way
the
in
reason why you
hell-
talk in a very even
Like,
tone
yeah,
is
it makes
also
sense, but
very indicative
from
of
like an RP
being on the
standpoint,
spectrum.
There's no way they're gonna kill that many fucking characters at once.
Well, I mean, like, makes sense.
I don't.
Makes sense. There was a story that I tell people that
It's
like
not
I'm
that.
like
that'd be weird.
I
Well, mean,
must have something.
Yeah.
Because I have a garage with like a couple tools, right? And here's a big old empty chest, right? And I'm kind of, you know, beat. I just finished working on the house renovations, yada yada. And I'm like, I could just throw this all in there. No, I'm gonna place. Okay.
You've
in like
got a
a
system.
specific random order. And I was like, what the hell? Why did there's so much room? Why did I do it so neatly when I could? And I was like, well, they probably got something. But then
Yeah.
this, I'm
First
like, holy
unserious
shit,
character
I've
you
done that
have.
since I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
My
what? Huh?
favorite one is
Oh, he has the most serious character, and yet everyone makes jokes to where you want to say shit, but you can't.
I can't say
He's
shit,
held back
man.
on so many, and I told him he should.
already, because if
Just
so,
The
like,
first
do it.
one
I gotta do some
was when I was toddler.
Get prepped.
Not toddler, even less rolling still.
I would like to know though beforehand, just so I can be like
Um,
mentally ready. Thank you.
As a baby, I guess, I didn't like getting my hands dirty. So when I would crawl, I would crawl like this.
Specifically for you.
And whenever I got my hands dirty, I'd be like, try to get it clean.
Homie.
I never had to worry. My house.
fucking
Homie,
crazy.
you're so.
That's why I have so many allergies.
I'm having so much. You're just like me for real. But you have to understand that I am diagnosed. I hate the feeling of something on my hands. My hands must be clean.
And they couldn't even, they're.
No. You know what
It's
the
like
worst
I
is?
touched something
Sticky
that I.
hands, and you have nothing to wash them with. You've tried everything, and it's just the more you keep doing this,
For
the
me-
worse
Okay.
it gets. I hate sticky
For
hands.
me, I will have like I have a thought like, I touched this surface, and I register it as a dirty surface, so that now my hand is dirty.
Yep.
I must clean.
And if you touch it,
And,
you're
like,
like
there's
keenly
nothing on my
aware
hands.
of everywhere it is interacted with, and it like feels
Precisely.
like it's like in your brain. You can like imagine like the trail of red for like bad.
Never really had before.
Yeah, there's
You know
like
what I
nothing
hate?
there, but I'm like, there's something
It's
here.
like where you shower, right? So you're all clean, you feel great. You find out you have to fucking wash dishes. Now your hands feel oily and disgusting, and they don't feel clean anymore because the sponge you touched, even though the sponge is new.
That's funny. For me, any dish with like grease or oil, I always like feel as though my hands are oily, even if like
I know.
no matter what.
I hate that.
That one's annoying. I don't like greasy food for that fact.
Yeah, I don't like sweat. The funny thing is that greasy doesn't even like feel like grease to me. It feels like it's sweat. I touch it and it's like, ew, it's sweaty. Ew.
It's sweaty.
Ew.
Ew.
I mean, I'll eat it because it tastes good, but like,
Oh yeah.
my
Ew.
hands complain the whole time.
It's the hands, bro.
Or
yeah.
like the grease on my face, like. Ugh.
Oh, fuck you. Not you, but you know.
No, I understand. You imagined it. Okay. Hear me out. If I say the sound of styrofoam, and if you just imagine the sound of styrofoam for a moment, is it like? Do you feel like a pain? Like it's painful throughout your body? The discomfort.
That one doesn't give me a pain. It makes me gag.
It's a discomfort. It's
You should do this.
Anyway.
It's a sensory thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I feel
now
my
I'm doing it. Shit.
face tensing up.
Yeah. So, yeah, probably. I have a test I'm gonna send you, but that definitely. You, at the very least, have traits.
See you around.
As like a long fucking time ago, I did a project, like a report for, I think it was middle school, where it was on autism, and it's like, oh yes, it's a spectrum. But also, it's in the spectrum of OCD. But also, and like,
Yeah, it's more like a pie
so-
chart, honestly, or like an RPG stat block. To be honest.
Stab block. It's the treat.
She was
Yeah.
ass off with fucking writers.
But yeah, there's been things where I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's probably like, I don't know, fucking
That's
OCD.
totally normal.
And then someone's,
On the floor laughing. I don't know what the hell I made.
there's like things that I realize are just strange. By that I mean like, why do I do that while like other people don't? That's strange. And then I'm just like, well. It's not affecting my life too horribly. I'm good.
You're probably the not masking type.
Work in the morning.
Because,
I don't know.
okay, so what masking is versus unmasking is, for instance, the way that I am talking to you right now, I am technically masking. I am being performative. As opposed to if this actually is kind of hard to do while I'm streaming, but I'm going to force it to happen. If I was to not be masking, my voice actually sounds more like this, and it doesn't really vary much at all. I don't make any facial expressions. I don't really make any movements unless it's specifically to stim, like I like wiggling, like curling my fingers slightly, specifically like curling and stretching. Wiggling, rubbing my fingers against each other is just.
We're like at a point.
Dude, okay, no, it's something I dislike. I dislike feeling the fingers touching each other. I need them spread.
I like them touching each other, but I also like to flick my nails against my own skin. But that's why I also need to have my nails short, or I will go insane, or cut myself on accident.
You'll scratch yourself.
Yeah.
Zachary.
I would say I would, if that's the categorization, I would bet the masking one. Because whenever I'm like at work, being professional, it will be more just straight. I'm just conversating. But as soon as it becomes like a more social environment, then it's like, yeah, stuff like it gets more performative. And like right now, like I speak with more influx on purpose so that people understand that I'm being.
Yep. Oh, so you are masking type. Gotcha. Yeah, because that's what we do. That's what we do.
I hate this because I literally was like, I'm gonna have a portion of.
I can't have more inflection. This is all it's given me.
It's so it's basically a difference of whether or not someone went through basically social pruning in their lifetime or not. And most of the time, in the case of women, they are usually socially pruned until they basically put on a little, I am definitely neurotypical mask. Pay no attention to my stims. Versus the non-masking type where they just do all of the autism things and they don't even register that they're doing things that could, for instance, piss off neurotypicals, like not making eye contact or
because it's more like what it's gonna start.
Oh, I'm
wobbling.
so sorry.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like develop.
Whenever I'm listening to somebody, there's two ways to go about it. If you're speaking to me and I just turn, it's because I'm thinking about what you're speaking. I'm
No,
trying to,
I understand. I'm the
process it
same
well.
way. I'm the same way. It's how I talk when I'm a little bit more, how'd I put this? When I am trying to gain comfort or like recover, and usually if I'm like doing a really deep think, I need to look away. That's like a thing that I do.
It sucks because it's like
But I also was taught, no, Christy, you have to make eye contact all the time, and sometimes I look too long. Apparently there is a too long.
Just have to be like, I have stick. Can we do the thing? And then we put it together. I have a transition.
I would like to have a conversation with you about all of this stuff.
Yes.
Another time.
Very true. It's
You need to go to
late.
bed.
It could be, yeah.
Oh, right. The reason why I was talking about the foot thing was because my feet hurt.
Her healing is going to be so
Yes.
fucking like
That's another thing. You forget that your body has
like it might.
Dude,
stuff.
oh my god.
I got you to stand like hunger.
Holy
Have you ever
shit.
gotten whole days without eating or drinking water or feeling like you got to go to the bathroom
Stop.
until you have to actually go right now?
Bro, I could have. Oh my god. I was hospitalized because I didn't figure out, like, oh yes, I should stop doing this.
Because he's definitely gonna
Holy
toss at
shit.
least 2 of us to the side.
You're gonna have a lot of this. I can't wait to send you TikToks. I went through the same pain. Anyway, I have to go to bed. Good night, you guys. I have to go.
Which,
Ciao.
wait, it's gonna be Vivina poison. I just realized.
Yeah.
She's gonna be the catalyst.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
I'm using
Who else
Vivina's
was
venom
asked?
with a little bit of Wolfsbane to poison Garm before we release him.
Oh God! You didn't tell me
That way it
that.
starts to weaken.
Fuck! I could be politically in. Oh no, it's fine. No one has a sample of my venom. No one is. No one will know. No one will know. No fuck.
No one will know.
It's not my. Fuck.
No one will know.
It's not my. It's not a unique venom type. It totally is. It's not unique. There's other bugs who. There's other things.
Fine.
Damn it, Cortez! Fuck! Anyway, I can't think about that. That's metagaming. I'm going to bed now. Ciao.
We just are straight going into it.
Exactly. You might, for instance, have the spectrum. Silent Sock, thank you so much for the 70 months. Thank you. Roasted Pot, 5 months, and it's a primer. Thank you for the Bezos bucks. Also, goddamn, Sock. 70 months. What the fuck? I love that name. What the fuck? Cravey Jones. Thank you for continuing your gift sub. Thank you so much. Helio Spray, 29 months. I appreciate you. Thank you. Daver Boy, 34 months. Thank you so much. Uzu! Thank you for the shout out. And the raid. I love you. And Lich, thank you for the raid again as well. You like prisms and spectrums. Being aware of spectrums can be connected to autism. God fucking damn it. They'll just think it's Hunter's poison. Ideally. Yeah. What? That's like next to impossible. Like you have to almost try to make that happen. Did you actually get that score? Because you might be literally the only person in existence. Because like the highest recorded score was 237 as far as like an actual human taking the test. Oh my god. Understood! Oh my god. That's actually kind of cool. I want to hear a story time from you. That's kind of fucking sick, actually. Let's fucking go. That's awesome. You hate the texture of guacamole? Like, you just retch from this... just from the sensation of it, unless it's heavily masked by other things. I'm curious, smooth or chunky guac? Because there's like, it's entirely different. Because I like chunky guac. Chunky guac. Smooth is okay, but I like it chunky. Smooth, yeah, honestly, smooth guac more often than not has a chance to just be weird. Like, it just doesn't taste right. Like, it's just like, oh. But like fresh mortal and pestle in the fucking Mexican store, I mean restaurant, when they mix it themselves in front of you in like the proper lava bowl thing, it's awesome. I love that. I will die for it every time. Smooth feels uncomfortable on your tongue. That's interesting. It's always interesting to me that like different autistic people have completely different texture preferences than I do, because I love smooth. I love smooth. I love thick. If I can drink it through a straw, I am so fucking happy. Like if I can sip it in like a sippy cup, I am the happiest little clam in the world. I am the happiest little autistic person if I can sip it. I don't want to use any utensils autism. Only drink. If I could get all of my sustenance through drinking, like a smoothie or a milkshake, I'm fucking to the moon. And I love protein shakes, so it kind of works out. But like, other than that, like sushi. Like if I have to chew more than 3 times, I hate it. It should be, and then I can swallow. Or I'm upset. Yeah, no, like, when Vev really thought about that, she was like, wait, why didn't they... It doesn't make sense that they didn't tell everyone. She was sort of sitting there under the assumption that all of the leaders must have known. They must have known. Because why wouldn't they know? And when she found out that they didn't know, she was sitting here like, wait, this is stupid. What the fuck? Why? This wasn't discussed. It's just being done. Question mark? Question mark? Exclamation point? Question mark? Fuck! Too late now! Well, time to make a plan for, the vampire brother about what the fuck to do when it inevitably goes tits up because people are watching. Like, deadass, the whole, like, killing the person thing isn't really the problem. I'm gonna be honest. Like, deadass, that guy eats children, apparently, and burnt down a village and tried to kill a whole village. That's more than enough for execution. Like, you get executed in this day and age for stealing a horse. Like, that's how loose it usually is. So... he earned his execution sentence. It's just that we're doing it in a really weird way. I understand the reasoning for it. There is a logic to this. There is a logic. It's just that if it goes wrong, it's almost like infinitely worse. That's the problem. It's the highest risk reward kind of thing I have ever seen. And I feel like someone is going to die from it. Like it feels guaranteed. But either way. Yeah, no, the cloak and dagger discussion of it is kind of like... Why did the thing that baffled Vev is that they were talking about... She was in that room and they were talking about how, like, don't tell anybody about this. And then she found out that all of the other brothers not only knew about it, but co-signed on it. So she's sitting here like, wait, hold on. This is... What? Like, what the fuck is the... Huh? Why is this? The communication is so bad. Like, why? Why? So here's the thing, K-Blue, is that there is a way that you can spin it so it just makes it look like an embarrassment rather than a betrayal. And that was pretty much the focus of Vev and the Vampire Lord's discussion which is basically, okay, so let's say, worst case scenario, we gotta make a cover story for this. It's simple. Blame incompetence. Just be like, aw, you silly fucking CAF. You should have known that the enemy was this strong. Why didn't you assume that the enemy was this strong when you were transporting him with your intent to transport this person? And we'd be like, well, we just thought that we were big shots and we just happened to be wrong this time. And it's embarrassing. It is deeply embarrassing. But it doesn't end in a riot. Especially if it's a public saying like, dude, you're a fucking dumbass. And then CF is like, ooh, tee-hee, whoops. Works in real life all the fucking time! So, it's not as catastrophic as people are making it out to be. It's just gonna be really embarrassing. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like an end of the world scenario like some people are pitching it. Because, mercifully, at least the people who kind of have the political end kind of have their shit prepared. It's gonna be okay. It's just gonna suck if it fails. And that's an if it fails, because there is a world where this doesn't fail and everything goes like fucking spectacularific. I did have fun in RP. I got to talk to the Vampire Lord and it was great. Oh, I'm gonna do that for when I'm not in VR, because I need to get this toaster off my set. You can keep a secret if one of them is dead. Yeah. Chips is on the warpath over it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Damn it, Chips. So long as he isn't doing shit in the public, it'll be fine. If he doesn't do shit in the public, it'll be fine. If it is, then we as an academy are going to have to do something about it. And he's going to be like, you guys are evil. And we'll be like, no, you're just being an idiot child. Go into your fucking corner. Sit down and think about what you just did. But we don't know that Chips is going to go that nuclear. I don't think that he would voluntarily sabotage, I hope, the operation. Or if he does it out in the field and people like fucking puffing him and it's like, oh, okay. And then he goes white hair and we'll be like, oh, it's so scary. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Puffin. Just shush. Shush. You can have your moral breakdown later, Chips. We've got important adult things to do. Poof. Anyway. Never underestimate the potential for someone to screw things up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is he gonna fucking leak it to the public? I don't fucking... whatever. Just gonna remind that Chips is not the main character of this story. That doesn't mean that he's always right. That doesn't mean he's always gonna do the right thing. And that sometimes he might make horrible, catastrophic mistakes and be wrong. Anyway. It's, God, the primary problem is that, like, Chips has all of the right to like be upset, but like genuine deliberate sabotage is Chips only talks to squad leads, the professors, and Ignis. As long as it stays there, it'll be fine. Even if he draws a fucking sword on people or leads a fucking rebellion of people who are like, no, you can't kill Gorm. It'll be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be complicated. It's gonna be so, it's gonna be a lot. But that's fine. I'm not doing that. I'm doing the cleanup for whatever the fuck happens. That's my job. My job is the cleanup. My job is the outward presentation. Even though no one gave me that job, I'm giving it to myself because I'm the only one who knows how to fucking do that. In character, anyway. Just wanted to plan a nice party at SMH. I know, right? Why can't I just have the party? What the fuck? Never mind the possible case. I know. You know what's funny about this is that Chips might be skipping out on the party the moment that Godfrey shows up. So I'm just gonna be sitting there like, "Hello, Mr. Godfrey, man. How does it feel to be like the coolest vampire ever, Bat's eyelashes?" And he's not gonna be there to stop me. The fool! Because yes, the party started as a shitpost. I know, and now it's actually important. It's funny how that happens in actual real life politics. I can't keep getting away with making major events by accident. Both things happen at the same time, Satch. I can't believe that Vev for once was invited on a mission and she had to like close her eyes and be like, I can't, because I have to go to a party. It's so honestly, yeah. It's not even Rize. It's Ariana specifically is the main character. Will Vev be able to fix? I mean, it's not a matter of like fixing. It's about mitigation. Divided forces. What's the worst could happen? I don't know. You don't think they will be? It might be. This is a daytime and this is a nighttime event. I wish I knew in advance so that I could like plan my schedule. Because like Monday isn't far away. But also like next Monday. I just like to know things in advance. I'm autistic. I like to have things planned, and if I don't know what they're planned or I'm just sitting with anxiety. They were 2 squads in an ambush, to be fair. They were not... Yeah, that's true. We don't know. That's the problem. We don't know if it's going to be a Monday thing, and we don't know if it is a Monday thing, if it'll be this Monday or the next Monday. Because... The Garm plan came out of nowhere? Oh, I understand. I see. No fucking wonder. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? DMs will know on Tuesday. That's when they meet to talk this out. Okay. I have a feeling that this Tuesday will be a very, very long meeting for them. The full moon is next episode, yeah. There was no Monday episode this week. Okay, whew. I can at least plan for some Zen MMR this Monday. No grand plans, just me chilling the fuck out, being a little Pokemon dude, being just a silly little guy, just a dude, just a little man, just a little big shot, just a little guy who flies on a web cursor. Anyway. They always tell, okay, well, that's good. Anyway, tomorrow I'm excited. Eden Lost is here. I just want to... I wanted to be here so bad for a reason that I can't tell you yet. But primarily because I teach next episode tomorrow, and I'm excited about my lesson. I like my lesson. It's a good lesson. Together, Ignis strong. Ignis locked in with each other. It wouldn't be intentionally stacked up for those two events if they were both directly planned in advance. Yeah, because I don't think they have enough AOD for that. Or DMs for that. Or a lot of things for that. Like, that's... I don't know. We'll see how they make them fit, yeah. Just feels like so fucking much. I mean, the Garm thing was technically announced in advance with the whole full moon thing, and they did choose when the full moon was. Alongside that, they made the date of the party, so they kind of did choose that this would happen. Because it technically wasn't out of nowhere, actually, when you think about it, because Hal played Garm. So, like, the whole Garm conversation with the full moon thing, they chose when the full moon was, and then they also chose when the party date was. So this was actually intentional. If not, they forgore. They just forgore really bad. I don't think they forgore. At worst, they can move the party. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Ari and Lunali wants to be at that lesson. Yeah. The plan isn't something... Well, no. So here's the thing. Garm himself asked Zachary to set him free on the full moon. So that was a part of DM control. The DMs controlled when the full moon was. That kind of plot hook could have been pulled. So that was planned. They didn't plan for what exactly they would do, but they did put in a big fucking timer counting down, saying, hey, you better decide before this happens. And then they made the party the same day. So, yeah, they could have chose, but you have to understand, the DMs put the big red button there, and they're just like, oh, they won't press it. Of course they're gonna fucking press it. They're players. They always press the big red button. If you don't want them to press it, don't put it there. Don't Pikachu face when they press the button. Like, you have to understand that, like, as a DM perspective, everything you put in there can and will be used by every single player. Thou shalt be sidetracked by bullshit every time. It will always happen. So this all lining up on the same day is intentional. Like, it was at least minimum planned for someone to have the opportunity that during the party they can release Garm. Garm, or Gorm, whatever his fucking name is. He doesn't deserve to have his name pronounced right. You shouldn't be saying to move it, just want everyone to show up to the party. Yeah, it's kind of ish. Exactly, Nameless. Exactly, happy true colors. It's Every DM learns that lesson. So eventually it just gets to a point of, okay, we put this red button here because we want to give players the option to push it. Are they going to push it? Probably. But, you know, it's there. How am I still... Oh, I don't know. I just got really excited talking about RP because I love post-RP talk so much, and also I'm kind of playing hopscotch with the patterns on the floor, and that's kind of yippee. It's making me happy doing that. It feels like I'm completing something, specifically because I'm jumping within the squares and the purple of the patterns. So, that's probably why. Yeah. Yeah, no, like to be clear, I'm not saying like the DMs are being bad here. Not at all. Like, I am just being actually autistic in regards of I don't like not knowing. I really don't like not knowing anything that could pertain to a schedule shift to me. That always gets to me. Even if it's like really far away, just knowing that there could, and then I don't know that it is, I just get pouty. I get very pouty about it. I become a little bitchy baby, and I just can't. I can't deal with it. The moment I know, I'll be fine. But like until then, I'm just gonna be here like just sitting and wait and dread. Like No, that's fair. Yeah, like okay, to be clear, I would never shit talk the DMs on my stream. If I had a complaint about the DMs, like an actual genuine complaint, I wouldn't be voicing it here. I would just fill out a feedback form and like just talk to them because we have things for that. I would never. Oh man. Graham thinks you just happen very early and leave the party to mid-late time of the episode. I think people that probably won't work because the Garm thing is going to put people into critical states, and I think almost every medical is at the party. The Garm thing directly requires the moon anyways, yeah. You have a con this weekend? Cool! It's amazing you can just talk to people who have a problem. I know! It's nuts! It's fucking mental, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy. Such a hard concept. The autistic urge to communicate very directly to immediately resolve a problem. Because why wouldn't you do that in the first place? Apparently other people don't do that. It's crazy to me. It boggles my mind. Maybe, but like usually, the problem is AOD and DM fatigue. You do not want to have that on the same day. You don't want to warrior out your DMs and your AOD in that way. Especially ending on super rigorous exercise of like combat varieties is just, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're going to separate it. I'm pretty sure, because that just makes the most sense. Separate it, make the party go on Monday. Rather, not the party, the people who are doing the Garm thing on Monday. Then we do the party on Saturday, as they originally intended. And then we figure out about the things that happened with Garm at the party or at the end of the party, and we go gasp, dramatically cuts to JoJo Bizarre Adventure ending cut. Technically, the plan might not even happen. That's true. That's true. So here's the thing about social stuff. Social thing can be just as draining. It's a different kind of draining. It's a mental drain. It's also it can be slightly physically draining because you are forcing your body to be in a position that is socially advantageous as opposed to comfortable. JoJo is Godfrey. You can't be in both places at once. Yeah. Poor Howl. They invited Vic to deal with the Garm problem. Dude, I was literally sitting there being like, wait, can he just fucking sniff him, though? Werewolves sniff out vampires so easy. What? Question mark? Question mark? Flora is actually, the best stealth in this regard. Outside of Ida, I suppose. But, Flora is ridiculous because she just smells like plant. Oh no. What's that? Plant smell. Why would you suspect a plant? There's plant everywhere. Oh yeah, highlight of the episode. Flora's dress and Stark and Vev's reaction. Beautiful. It was just perfect. They kept breaking. I love that Boulder Nash was the same reaction. It was great. Okay. Now I actually am gonna go to sleep because my face and my throat and my feet are tired. And I need all of these tomorrow. So, good night, everybody. I hope that was your first reaction to it. I mean, it's a good dress. Everybody, I hope I made your night as much as you have made mine. Good night, my starlings. And let's find someone to raid. Who needs feet? A ruler needs feet to measure.
He was. Oh, right, because I tried to pull myself over it.
2 days. We have 2 days.